Mic test, 1, 2, 3. I am walking. I know what's good for me. Okay, it's good. You can turn that off now. Good morning. Indeed, decent morning. Nothing to write home about. As I spoke about in my weekly YouTube video, or my weekend analysis, short the market, anticipating some reversal a day or two after everybody got bullish. Hey, it panned out. It doesn't always pan out, but it did this time. You know, more often than not, it pans out. That's the honest truth. You watch any of my old analysis videos, the ones that I share publicly at least, and my old Discord people will probably testify that most of the time these detailed plans come to fruition. You're like, what? That's so Nostradamus of you. Well, you know, been doing this a while, and I put a lot of hard work into my analysis. And I analyze the same way because it kind of works, guys. But anyway, just sharing so that you guys know the type of analysis I do on a weekend actually works. Not sharing to say, you know, hey, I'm right, haha. No, it's more pay attention, right? Try to think a little bit like I think when it comes to larger levels, and you'll have a plan for a day like today rather than just being caught off guard. What? Everybody was bullish. Well, we went over the daily BBWC in detail on the 15th, on Sunday. Live streamed it, didn't we? So it's not like this is done after the fact, right? This is done all ahead of time. So, you know, I mean, with trading, there's a lot of value in preparation. There's a lot of value in different types of analysis. But the most valuable type of analysis you can have is analysis that gives you a plan and has some predictive properties. And then it's also important to have a plan that gives you risk reward. And a lot of people will focus on, hey, the plan I suggest gives you good risk reward, and I agree with that. That's very, very, very important. But pay attention to the process if somebody's repeatedly extracting predictive edge out of the market. Because, you know, ultimately, people say things like, nobody can predict the market. And what they really mean to say is we don't know the future with certainty. But ultimately, trading is all about trying to predict the future. You're like, and if you disagree with me fundamentally about that, well then maybe you're misunderstanding the nature of that statement. But this isn't just some random crapshoot. I think people who've struggled for a long time will say it's a random crapshoot. They haven't found edge out of the market, but for me it's not at all. So anyway, this right above singles into this gap here on the E-mini and the NASDAQ is probably where we go back and test around 12,180 on the NASDAQ. You're like, what? You're getting bullish? No, I'm saying markets oscillate, and this is about the zone that markets will oscillate back up. So got lots of charts up on my screen here. You guys are only seeing the NASDAQ and the E-mini, and I get it, the font is hard to read, but you don't really need to read all the numbers. What you need to see is moving average, the coloration here, maybe some volume profile here, and then in each footprint, the profile of the bars, and then the orange bars. That's all you need to see. You don't need to see every single number. It's way too much processing. At some point, you'll get good at looking at the numbers and processing it in the background. But I don't talk about those numbers because they're not that significant. What is most significant is the price action into structure and the amount of volume that hits at a specific level right at structure. And that might give you a bit of a, say, a reversal signal or a signal to get out of your directional trade short term, right? If you're scalping. And that's it. So you don't need to see all the detail you think you need to see here. So anyway, top of gap here. NASDAQ not even marked up. I think the NASDAQ daily TPO chart is really, really interesting. I'm going to move it into the screen here. And then we're gonna expand it a little bit because I think it's just awesome. Where are you? Right there. Okay. So for those of you who've been following me for longer than a few days or a week, or maybe even a few weeks, you know that I have a video that outlines how to build a TPO chart that breaks up sessions into RTH, USA2, which is the beginning of ETH or Globex, Asia, which is not really Asia, but we call it Asia, because it's just a new daily. It's after the hourly close, after the hour after the cash session. Ooh, that's a mouthful. So we call it Asia, right? It's down here. It's really like still part of the US session, and then Asia starts 2 hours after that. But for simplicity's sake, we like to break up that profile into essentially 6 p.m. Eastern for very good reasons. There's a video on that. I recommend watching it. And then we like to denote the European session as EUR, the euro. And so go take a look at these sessions. Asia sold off a bit. European session, high volume, right? Held, volume, point of control, time point of control, push down. Left, singles, 2 sets, 1, 2. RTH, held the lower set of singles and push down. So now here we go. We've got singles left from overnight in a 12,030. We have singles above, so we have some emotional selling today, liquidations. And this goes with what I talked about for probably a good 30 to 45 minutes on the 15th, which is what? BBWC on the weekly, or on the daily, into resistance, into trap traders, and we're likely to get a push off that area. The whole reason I focused on that BBWC zone is because I've seen this play out a whole bunch of times in markets. Now, if you wanna get a little more nitpicky, not even nitpicky, if you want to look for even more correlation, go look on Twitter. You'll see my daily chart with the BBWC and then the downtrend line. You'll note that it's rule of 3 with the gap. Have you watched my rule of 3 videos? If you have, you know rule of 3 with the gap. That sells before it hits the line is bearish. So these are all things that I've talked about for a while now. So there you go. It's all up on YouTube for you guys to learn. But I hope you guys watch the videos because I've been talking about this stuff for a long time. So anyway, enough of me talking to you guys about go watch my videos. Get me trying to promote these videos. I'm doing it for your benefit. Sure, it benefits me a little bit, but not much, right? Not to the tune of 600 NASDAQ points and 300 ES points. Come on now. It's not where I make my money. So anyway, this is interesting because you've got singles below. That's what these dotted or dashed lines are here, right? And they're extending out from what? The big gap move that we had in the overnight session. You can see it's the overnight session because why? See how it says ETH up here? Extended trading hours. So it happened in extended trading hours. So now we're right back above that zone. So if you think about it, this is a gap. So I said it on Twitter. These singles, two ways to think about it. You have shorts trapped here that all want to get out above break even or their loss. And then you also have longs that need to be liquidated. So what? Bounce and fall through the gap. So we're at the bounce point in this market. And you see the market's starting to lose momentum into this area, short term. Market makers do this on a regular basis where they know traders are trapped. Not just market makers, but large traders. They quit selling the zone. Why? Because if they sell that zone, they let all of the shorts out without giving them the opportunity to squeeze themselves or feel the heat and get out on a bounce. That's why markets bounce above gaps. It's not because everybody big money wants to buy it all. Yes, they do short term. They want to trap. They're allowing traders who are still trapped from that zone to naturally start buying to cover their position. Right? It's like, think about playing a hand of poker. Somebody's had a losing streak. What are you going to do? You're going to bully them a little bit, aren't you? Of course you are, because you know that mentally they're bent over, right? What do you think happens in trading? Now, if you've heard me talk about abusing people in crypto, you know this is how we do it. You do it with size, you do it with a lack of buying. There's lots of different ways to abuse people in the market. Okay? So I've seen both sides. And this is what they do in these zones. You're like, what? Can't be that. No, it is that simple. Psychology off of support resistance zones is the most important part of trading in absence of a catalyst. That's important. In absence of a catalyst, right? If the US and China are bombing each other, that's a catalyst, right? If we're getting COVID news and Biden is talking and they're not passing bills and we're getting jobs reports and Jerome Powell is speaking, those are catalysts. But in the absence of news, just watching as we rally here, in the absence of news, markets and large traders will squeeze around zones that hold trapped traders. In other words, you're going to let the market, the dumbest participants drive the market short term. Now that is a trading mantra you can essentially use on any time frame. Think about the dumbest participants driving the market at certain large or important areas of support and resistance, and you can understand how large traders institutions allow markets to move so that they get better fills. They're doing it against traders that are already trapped. And this pattern repeats itself in the markets over and over and over. Why? Because human beings are predictable in their nature, and so are traders. We do the wrong things at exactly the wrong times. So do we do the right thing? Sorry, double negative, I don't know. So it's interesting to think about. Anyway, let me look at the chat. Good morning, folks. Hey, nice to see you, Travis. And yeah, I appreciate that from anybody from Matt's stream. You guys should go check him out. His streams are very professional. He does such a good job with the streams. And what a likable dude. That's for sure. But anyway, not trying to steal anybody from Matt's streams. So don't. This is, someone asked me why do you get on and do what you do? Partly because, and I said this a little while ago, maybe a week ago. It makes me feel alive. A friend of mine asked me last night, man, dude, why are you doing these live streams? I enjoy them, but I'm surprised to see you doing them. Because I get a little, to be honest, trading is a lonely game. And sometimes, as traders, we go through moments where we like to talk out what we're doing, and this is like human beings in general. We like to talk out, and now not everybody's the same. Some people just are a constant stream of consciousness, but we like to talk out what we're doing, and then we need times of introspection and reflection. And I get that as a trader. I'm constantly going through evolutions. So right now, I'm on YouTube. And now being like the last week or two of life. But I'll probably have a week or two where I'm like, this market's about to shift again. And I really need to be on my A game to notice that this market is now shifting behavior again. I think I'm going to get into hermit mode and scribe mode, and I'm going to really break down this market in a not so distracted way, right? And then maybe I'll get back on YouTube. I mean, my point is, I'm here because not because I'm trying to make a living off of YouTube. Nope, not even. I can go away tomorrow and be happy, but I'm here to feel juiced, to feel a little bit more alive, because I go through seasons in my trading. So had Discord for a year, and then it was I figured out long term it was just a little too much for me with my personality, but YouTube's good, and so is Twitter, because I can come and go as I please without feeling as much pressure to stick around. You're like, whoa, what a weak-minded person. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'm just a human being trying to make it work every day. Right? I've got a family. I'm 42 years old. I'm over here trying to just be happy every day. Yeah, I'm stoked to be here, man. Zero obligation. The obligation I have is to my family, ultimately, right? These are the people I love most. So, I've talked to a lot of traders over the years, and recent years, and decade past, and I've seen a lot of traders make the mistake of going all in on their trading at the expense of those that they assume will always be there for them, even if they ignore those people. In other words, They go all in on trading and ignore their family. They ignore people that they love, and all those things suffer, and then relationships start to degrade. And then essentially, those things shatter and they break. And most of the traders that I've talked to, they're not happier for that. So I'm over here trying to prevent that, because I have an obsessive. Anybody that's been around me for long enough knows I'm obsessive with trading. My wife knows it, right? My kid, my 4-year-old knows it, right? He sees me. Maybe we're hanging out, and he sees me like I'm getting a little bored. Like, I can go into the markets, I can go trade. I get up, and sometimes my 4-year-old would say, "Daddy, are you gonna go trade?" I'm like, I'm gonna go analyze them. He's like, "I don't want you to, Daddy. Hang out with me," right? And this isn't some, plea of a 4-year-old that's like, "You never hang out with me, Daddy." Nah, we played chess for an hour last night. Right? Slow, methodical. I was teaching him moves. It's all because he wanted to do it. I didn't really want to play chess with him. I mean, I do, but I played with him at like 8:20 at night. His bedtime's 9. And so he's already had dinner. He typically gets a little hungry before bed. He gets a little cranky. He's harder to teach. If I take one of his pieces, he gets a little angry at me. "Daddy, why are you attacking my pieces?" I'm like, well, that's part of the game. So there's resistance there at that time, and I didn't want to play. Now, generally, I do like to play chess with him because I just like hanging out with my kid and communicating. But it's not a time of night that I like to play. So, hey, the kid's not like, "Oh, Daddy, I never see you." He just can see at 4 years old that Daddy has an obsession with trading. And my wife is constantly reminding me, "Babe, more important is your health." Like, she's constantly reminding me of that because she's home, right? She's on maternity leave. Right? We have a 4-month-old in the house, so she knows. So she's kindly pointing out, I need to focus on my health and family first. Smart woman, right? But she knows her husband is. So my point is we get, as traders, we get so obsessed, and it's important to have balance. It's super important to be balanced as a trader, because if you start to obsess about this, you're going to get really off balance quickly, and that's problematic because trading is a mental game. Here, let's get this TPO off the screen. Here's that bounce. Like, Mike, you're so confident about the bounce. I've been doing this a while, and I know the way markets move, guys. That's why I say things with confidence. You're like, well, then you should have made money. I did make money. This is 300. This is 650. I'm doing fine. I didn't trade big today. Yesterday I had a losing day on the NQ. My E-mini trading yesterday was 245 points. My NASDAQ was negative 95. So what is that? All right, $1,900 NASDAQ loss versus, I don't know, 12.5 on ES. Posted it as a losing day because that's what most of you saw. I showed some of my ES trading a little bit yesterday, but not all of it. When I was long off FOMC, I showed it, although briefly. Try not to do too much on the screen. Andre, I appreciate your comments very much. Andre pointed out, maybe you could only have one thing up on the screen so that we can all learn a little bit better. I'm doing a few things here, right? 1, I'm trading. 2, I'm educating. 3, I'm also trying to keep myself busy when I'm a little bored in the market. And I'm trying to stay connected to the markets as long as I can every day. And you're like, why would you do that? Because there's seasons in the market. You're going to go from high volatility to low volatility, trending to non-trending. You're going to go from bull to bear market. And the market behavior is going to change. And all of these quote-unquote down times during the regular trading hour session are going to give us clues about when the market and how the market changes. So I do need to do this well. I need to stay fairly connected to the market. But there comes a time where the market starts moving less, and that's where, for me, just sitting and trying to take trades is problematic. So I'm better off connecting with you guys and talking about it, and then we all, I get educated because I learn from trying to convey my ideas to you guys, and then in the process I realize, I don't have a Richard Feynman way of explaining this. Do you guys know who Richard Feynman is? He's deceased now, but he's a physicist, I think at is it Berkeley or something? Anyway, he's a hero of mine. I love people like him, Carl Sagan, right? I just like the way that they think. So Richard Feynman basically said you need to explain, if you understand something well, you need to be able to explain it very simply and easily so that a child could understand it. And that shows mastery. So that's what I attempt to do, and it's helpful to me. So, the process of me sharing my trading is useful to me because I get to practice the Feynman method. So you can look that up. F-E-I-N-M-A-N. Feynman method. And as you study and learn about trading, you should probably aim for that yourself. To be able to explain things to others in non-convoluted ways. So in simple, easy to understand ways. Because if you can kind of amalgamate, right? If you can kind of take all the ideas and boil them out to simple ideas and be able to explain it to others, it means you probably really understand the idea or the thing you're trying to tell others about. But if you can't do that, you may consider that you need to understand it more fully. In order to produce even something like an analogy that is easy to understand, or to produce a very simplified explanation of something that is potentially quite complex. So, Feynman method, useful to read about it, also useful to try to employ it, not only to yourself, to your notes, so if you journal, right? Something like that, or just the way you explain things to yourself mentally, right? Can you simplify it and show mastery? If you're not there, well then study harder. See my pinned tweet, right? The folly of new traders is not that they're oftentimes lazy or not driven to learn. The folly of new traders is that they're trying to do too much and they master nothing, right? There's probably a saying, something like, jack of all trades, master of none, something like that, right? So take one thing at a time, master it, get good at it, learn how to incorporate it into your trading because you understand it so well. You're like, okay, that's where I'm weak in my trading. I can incorporate that because I fully understand it, and because I fully understand it, I know where to slot it into my trading. But if you just have something that you kind of barely understand and you're trying to pack it all together and create this beautiful tapestry, you're going to overwhelm yourself quite quickly. Little iceberg there on the E-mini. Just popped it. They just popped it. So now the structure is, short term, that we have this bear flag, and it comes from about here to here. See how they covered? into the bottom of the structure. Now we're breaking down. Look at how they absorbed all the gap bounce, all the gap plays. Isn't that beautiful? The market's just playing out like a dream. Here's the TPO for the E-mini. See all the singles down here? Same thing as the NASDAQ. Same thing. Bounce. To go take out all of the weak shorts. So imagine if you were short here. Like, so what happens in trading, right? I don't know. Let's say I short here. Let's make a bigger example out of what we were talking about on the daily. Right? We're going to talk about this area of the market right here. Let's say I short here, right? It's a bear market, downtrend. I'm right to short. But I don't put stops in because F stops, right? Every time I put stops in, I get crushed. So I don't put stops in, right? I shorted with everybody else on volume. Then the market goes against me, holds this area, right? Comes up, I'm in profit. I don't take it because moon, baby, moon. We come back, we test it. Now I'm looking at it, go, huh? Man, it won't sell down below my level. It feels like they're targeting me, damn it. That's what it feels like. Then it goes a little below, and I'm like, nope, yep, that's the breakdown. And then whoosh, goes straight up. And now I'm sweating. But I'm like, well, okay, let's zoom out a little bit. All right, this is still lower high relative to up here. I'm okay. Now here we are, back to the volume node. And the market's coming down, right? Where am I going to get out? Because I've been in pain 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35 minutes. A whole half hour. Am I going to get out just about break even? Yeah. A lot of people are going to get out just about break even because they've been wrong for all of this time. Now, extrapolate that. Instead of 30 minutes, this is, I don't know, 3 days. And then go look at your daily chart. What have we done? Right? It's been today, yesterday, day before, and then we gapped up that 3 days ago. That's why we're bouncing on this gap. Yes, top of gap right here. That is why we're bouncing, is because of all the people that shorted the gap near the bottom, and then it went against them. And it went against them, and now we're back to it. Do you think that human behavior is any different than you day traders? Is it any different on swing time frames? No, it's not. It's the exact same thing. Traders will want to get out just in profit, just around break even, because of the time that has elapsed since they were in position. And you guys know this is true because you all do it as well. I do it. So, this is why I say play against trap traders and play against your own nature. When you see structure, play against it. And that's why we can find some level of predictability in the market. It's not about technicals as much as it is about playing the psychology of human beings. That's what trading is about. That's where you find predictability and consistency. You find consistency in playing against the nature of human beings. Remember, human beings program algorithms. I agree with Al Brooks completely in regards to this. The markets will be predictable as long as human beings are programming algorithms. Now, when we get to a point, and we will get to a point, where AI is programming algorithms and producing movements, we may see something that someone like me can no longer predict. Now, there might be some deep game theory on that, I'm not thinking about it, and it still is predictable because we live in a universe that is governed by the natural laws of the universe, the way it expanded at the Big Bang or whatever. So there's some mathematical stability to the universe somewhat, right? So maybe there will still be predictability and the AI will be within the confines of that. But what I'm getting at is if the AI picks up on the fact that these markets are quite similar around human behavior, and there's then the majority of the markets are now AI based, then the rules will change. Now, do I think I'll be able to pick up on the rules? Because I think this way about the markets, I think I can. But I'm open to the fact that I might get locked out of profitability when the markets change. But we're not there yet. So we can still predict the markets because of what? Stupid humans. Notice I didn't say human, I said humans. Stupid us. So, anyway, end rant. Now you understand a thing or two more about trap traders. And hopefully that's useful to you. I talked about this ish, this SHIT, in Discord for a year with people on the mic. People still said, you can't really use TYP's methods and put it into a system because of how he thinks and trades. They still said that. They were wrong. They just couldn't apply it because they didn't think that way. Some of these guys were too mechanical in their thinking. Right? Not understanding what I'm talking about with psychology of the markets. But again, some of these people, very smart, smarter than me. They know how to code, know how to program. They just didn't understand what I was kept driving at, which is psychology is most important. Few people did, and those people are on their way to success. But those who didn't never found success because they always wanted some automated mechanical system to be extrapolated from whatever it was that I was doing. So that's what they were trying to do, rather than trying to learn about the psychology of traders. That's where the gold is, my friends. Not in the technicals, it's in the psychology, because the psychology drives the technicals. What? Yeah. That is the key to successful trading. Understanding trader psychology and how they act repeatedly once they transact in the markets. And that's why having structure in the markets that you can play off is so gosh darn important. Anyway. It's a small group today. Good morning, Shane. No, I don't have anything, but thank you for the for asking, Jonathan, with Frozen. I really appreciate it. I'm good, man. I'm good in my trading. What I use here is good enough. Good evening, Trader Tom. Here. We're gonna get rid of this. There's no reason to have this up. None at all. You guys can see my positions. That is good enough. I had this up for myself this morning because I was on fire. This boy is on fire. All right, enough of that. You're like, what? You shouldn't watch P&L. No. I've got many tricks to trick myself when it comes to that. And I've been interacting with many of your comments today, so apologize for that. But, you know, these rantalicious rants are better for you guys, in all honesty. You guys don't see MBOs, probably. So unless you buy the data feed, but MBO is interesting right now. Here, I'll show you. Look. You see this market? Hardly any liquidity above us. Look at all the liquidity below. What? See that? This is size 10 or greater. See that? See all the gaps in liquidity above? Yet the downside is stacked full. What do you make of that? Anybody? Hey, we're gonna turn this off because I don't want to have too much stuff on my screen here. Anybody? Negative 3,500 tick. One contract long. Duh. Yes, appraiser guy. They're just limit orders. Yeah, Chris, that's right. Get that liquidity. So, the markets do a funny thing. Oftentimes, the markets go and they seek out liquidity short term. But then, sometimes, depending on the nature of the day, the markets go and seek the opposite side liquidity. And so you just pay attention to it is what I would suggest. Go pay attention to that and how is the market behaving around liquidity on the day you're trading. So it's not there's a hard fast rule like appraiser guy says the markets seek out liquidity. Yeah, they do sometimes, and other times they don't. Sometimes the markets go straight to limit order liquidity, and other times they do the opposite. So the only thing I'm suggesting is that you be aware of it. You're like, well, thanks for complicating my trading. No, it's just something to write down so that when you're able to juggle more things, it's something that you can say, hey, I remember there was a trader that told me about that. That's it. There you go. Okay. Yeah, it is, and the context appraiser guy. So appraiser guy says liquidity capture is contextual, then always different. Yeah, it is. It's contextual, but it's more than that. I'm only suggesting that you note what it's doing for that day. That's all. Yeah. Bad candle structure. It's going down. I think I'm going to get it lower. We'll see. Might go much higher before it goes lower. This is where some traders are like, man, you just took bad risk reward. That's okay. Missed it. I missed that entry right there. Now that sucked. See, this is where talking can sometimes prevent you from having the best entry possible. I think this bottom is going to get taken out in short order, and this is right short term for scalping is an enterable area right up here. I think we're going to sell all through here just because of this candle forming the way it did. Anyway, let's see. Yeah, praise your guy. It is fun. There we go. Come on. Ba, 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 ba. There we go. It's double contextual. It's a double rainbow. Oh my god. Whoa, bro. You guys remember that that dude that saw the double rainbow? It's double contextual. Oh my god. It was a meme for a while. Look it up on YouTube. It's a great video. It's about the time that I saw the video of, I don't know, there's this this dude with the big afro. He was gay, and I'm not being insulted, by the way. So don't take it that way. And he, somebody came in and tried to rape his sister, and oh god, I can't remember all the fine details, but it was about that time that I watched. Oh, you know what? I'll just have to find the video. Here, I'll find it right now. What was it called? It's hold on. Market's doing something here. Yep. Hold on. Oops. This girl. I'll find it for you. You know what? I shouldn't be getting into trades while I'm so distracted looking up YouTube videos. Hold on. Jumping in your windows, YouTube. Something. Oh, I just cannot remember the meme. Someone in the stream hopefully has it. Hide your kids, hide your wife. That's it. That's it. Thank you so much. Hide your kids, hide your wife. Let's put it in. Hide your kids. Hide your wife. And then there's a double rainbow. Oh yeah, that's it. Antoine Dodson. How can you not know about Antoine Dodson? The Bed Intruder song. Yes. He's climbing in your window. He's snatching your people up. Yes, that's it. Hide your kids, hide your wife. Thank you, Chris Gardner. You just made my day. boy. Yep, that's it. All right, double rainbow guy. You are really dumb for real. All right, let's see. Oh, son of a gun. Such a great song, too. All right, double rainbow guy. Let's find it. Double rainbow. Oh my god. Double rainbow. So double context. Yosemite Bear Mountain Double Rainbow. That's it. Double rainbow song. Come on now. Let's see what the double rainbow sounds like if I can actually talk. Yeah, that's it. So you know what's funny is that I was driving up to Yosemite when I saw this, and I was looking for one of my own Yosemite clips that I made, I don't know, 5-10 years ago. And because I was signed into an old, my real name YouTube account, it brought this up, and I was looking for one of my old videos because I had a bunch uploaded, right, from basketball games, all kinds of stuff. And the double rainbow dude came up because it was trending at the time. Anyway, there's the backstory. So double context for the MBO. Can we make it a little bit entertaining? You're like, jeez, I'm leaving this trader stream. Okay, that's fine. Here it is. So double context on the MBO all the way. So yes. So here's the context on the MBO. If you're in a trend down day, or let's say just a trend day, and you have all this stacked liquidity, we're going to keep going towards it until the market gets exhausted, and you can almost bet on it, right? They stack the liquidity in this way. And usually the players that put orders on the limit book on the upside, we go get those too. And then we punish them for a little bit of volatility, try to shake them out. And then whoever gets bold at extremes, displaying their size on the limit order book, they then get punished. That's kind of the story of what happens. Because remember, traders that don't have all the high frequency tools that institutions have, they like to display their liquidity. And so that's one story of actually what happens. But it gets a little more complicated because I wouldn't want to oversimplify it for you guys. It's also at extremes, whoever's offsides will also run from large liquidity, and they will test the market with that liquidity to see if they think that one side has gotten offsides. So you're like, well, wait a second, you said two conflicting things. No, the context is different. At extremes, they will test markets with size to see if there's a mass of weak hand positioning that will then all start to get out of their positions. And so that's something that, if you're aware of that, it can really help you to determine order flow and sentiment in the moment. Really, really useful. Anyway, new 30-minute candle here. So we will likely get some movement. ES has hit the top of those singles now, by the way. Notice how right at the top of singles here, we have consolidation. Still heading down. 39.31. And then 3900 is volume point of control, but that's naked. And that's from that session. But I'm about out of bullets here today. caught the move I wanted to catch based on the weekly stuff, and that's it. I'm happy with my trading today. So now I just talk about the markets a little bit and do very, very little trading. Why? Because overtrading is a thing. Watch my YouTube video from yesterday. Now, had I been right and held some of those positions, I probably wouldn't have people saying, "You overtraded, man." But I did, and I knew it. In the moment, I was bored. It was more boredom trading. You know, it's just like, oh God, I just want to be in a position because I'm bored. Stupid. It's an Achilles heel for me, and the close is like that too. You know, all afternoon, markets get a little boring, and then all of a sudden the close, it gets a little spicy, and then the addict starts to twitch. That's me, and like, I gotta get into a position. I gotta do something. So don't do that. Don't do that. It's why I've said in prior streams, you know, one of the superpowers of trading is learning to sit on your hands. If you can learn to sit on your hands as a trader and just not click buttons when you don't have a great setup, you are well on your way to finding success long term, because it's that desire to want to click that gets traders into trouble. So yesterday's live stream was a good and embarrassing for me example of that. I sure as heck appreciated Andre Dennis pointing that out, or what he thought I was doing yesterday. I don't care. It's like, you know, I'm making myself a target by putting up the stream. It's all good. I don't feel attacked. It's like, you want to talk about how I traded? I mean, we're not watching you trade. We're watching me trade. So tell me what you think. Now, if you turn into an asshole about it, you suck. Oh my God. Well, guess what? You just like removed from commenting forever. You want to go open up multiple YouTube accounts and spam? Be my guest. Takes me less time, and the YouTube filter is pretty good at not approving posts. It's pretty cool. Some of your guys' posts don't get approved, by the way. I have to go manually approve them. So I look every 2 or 3 days at the pending approved posts. For whatever reason, some of your comments are like really nice and they're not getting approved. So YouTube doesn't do a great job, but it does filter out some of the crap. Anyway, Tyler, yeah, man, trading is caramba. Yeah, volatility. It's a good day. Wait, what's going on? Lol, I'm a professional hand sitter. I get too scared to execute most of the time. That's healthy, appraiser guy. I mean, to some extent, right? It's healthy to have a respect of the markets, appraiser guy. Yeah, for me, Tyler, I know what you mean about walking away. For me, it's working on the discipline to sit on my hands, because I want to watch the markets, but there's times where I just don't want to do anything. And I've used this analogy again in the old Discord. You kind of want to be that leopard in the savannah of Africa, waiting for the gazelle to run by, and it's a quick meal. Boom, you jump out. But you got to sit there in the blazing sun, maybe underneath a thorny bush, waiting in front of the gazelle trail. And when a gazelle runs by, and it's the right size, and it's a quick lunch, whoosh, you pounce on it. And if there's a pride of lions, well, you got to know, well, when those lions get close, I'm not going to sit here and fight for this gazelle. I'm just going to drop it and run. Because, again, this is about survival, right? Trading is no different. You want to be patient and waiting, right? But you know, a lot of us we aren't ready for the big time yet, right? We're not ready because we're not patient and we're not disciplined enough to sit at the machine and look at all of the the casino displays lighting up in front of our eyes and going, I ain't gonna play. I'm gonna sit back, watch, and really wait for my setup and constantly calculate and look, right? And so you got to grow your brain. So, you do something like a live stream, you get distracted all day. Are you going to be smart enough to pull away from a good conversation and go, yeah, I see something? Or are you seeing something on your screen and you're not processing it because you're distracted, right? It's why I don't live stream in the morning. To those who can, props to you, right? Some people are here from Trades by Matt. Hey, if that guy does it successfully on a regular basis, he's a better man than I. I can't do it. That's fine. Some people just have more skills, right? He might have an IQ of 150. My IQ is like 79, working on 80 some days. That's it. I just can't multitask. Hey, props to you, but I can't do it. That's why I'm not on when the market's moving fast. I'm on when the markets have slowed down and I actually have time to talk about it and feel like I can process what's going on for you guys. Otherwise, I'm going to be stuck going, something just happened and I'm already clicking because I want to take advantage of it. And you're going to be like, why did he click there? What was that about? And then I'm just getting distracted and making less money. Or losing more money, whatever it might be. So, the superpower with trading is discipline, and it's knowing when to put your foot on the gas and knowing when to step off, and then going from, hunting to resting but still watching. That's tough because, again, especially if you trade something like crypto. You guys ever been on BitMEX? And you look at the default settings, or Coinbase, or GDAX. Is it what? Coinbase Pro now. Okay, it's Coinbase Pro. You see how they have their sales, time and sales, and the order book? Everything flashes just like a casino. Why do you think they do that? I know people in the exchange game, they do that on purpose, guys. Because they want to get you guys excited. They want to get you clicking. Everything's flashing like a casino. Come play me non-stop, and you piss away your money. Doing that is a sure way to the poorhouse, my friends. So anyway, long talk about this, but it's important. Learn to sit on your hands. Practice that for weeks and months. So appraiser guy, being a little scared, that's great. It's better than not having any fear. Because you know what? You're maybe just a little leopard. Maybe you're even just a cheetah. Maybe you're fast in some ways. You've got some skills. But if you get caught by the pride, they're going to tear you limb from limb. So don't be too bold, right? Dart in, dart out. Reduce risk. But at the same time, you don't hunt enough, you're not gonna eat. So, right, there's a balance, but I'd rather be on the side of, I don't know, maybe trying to steal scraps from the back of tourists, even though, on these safaris they tell people don't leave food out, blah blah blah. But maybe I'll risk the humans more than the pride of lions trying to sneak in and grab a little bite. Anyway, the analogy has gone far enough. This is what 2 cups of espresso in short order does to me. Right? I quickly down 2 before I got on stream, so now I'm feeling all peppy. My IQ was set on 12 today. Well, welcome to the club, Pierrick. I'm there sometimes. I felt like yesterday's live stream was maybe educational for some of you, but you know, it's not one that I would prefer to keep up. I'd be like, yeah, I wish I just didn't do all of that. So that's the gosh darn truth. So here's what we've been doing. We've been consolidating, and then we have an impulse. Foomp. Are we in the impulse now? I don't know. But that's what we've been doing. A little sideways and then impulse. So you see it here, right? Sideways, big impulse, consolidate. So let's see if we get a big impulse. We're now riding the 10 SMA. Remember I talked about yesterday in the uptrend that here. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. Remember I talked about the 10 here. The 10 SMA being a timing mechanism, that when we go to the 10 SMA and we hit it, it's a timing mechanism. And now you see how we're selling down. So this was, right, a little consolidative candle, a little up candle, sideways, 10 SMA timing, and down. You see it here too. Up, 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 just above the 10, down, right? Didn't quite sell, but where were we at? Gap, right? Gap rules, so that's the bigger picture. But here we're doing it again. Oops, market's doing it again. Again, it's not like a rule you can blindly follow, but it's a context thing, right? 10 SMA is often a timing thing. You're like, BS. No, it's not. Okay, I'll show you. We got to zoom out to a bigger chart, time frame chart, and then you're going to see that the 10 SMA, what I'm talking about, works. Here we go. Get my chart title on. Booyah. Okay. Oh, I hate dragging stuff around. I hate it so much, but I do it for you guys. There you go. All right. Let's go look. All right. Look. 10 SMA, yellow line, timing, sideways, bing, sideways into 10 SMA, bing, sideways 10 SMA, bing, sideways 10 SMA, bing, sideways 10 SMA, bing. Oh, top of gap, the bounce Mike talked about, right here, we bounced. Value area low, bing, 10 SMA, bing. You believe me now? You think I'm talking nonsense at you guys? Do you think I'm not just actually sharing actionable information? I'm not your normal trader that's trying to sell you something. I'm not trying to sell you jack diddly squat. I have nothing to sell anybody. I don't share chart books. I don't share chart books. I don't have any video series for sale. Nothing. I'm just sharing. I'm just dropping it like it's hot. There's a reason why my footprint has the 10 and 20 SMA on it. There's rules associated with trending markets. Shit has been playing out for years and years and years and years and years and years and years. And I'm like this little candle in the night. Look at me. I'm sharing a little bit of light with you guys. Somebody, will you pay attention? I know you guys are paying attention, so. And it's for your own sake. That's it. This stuff works regardless of whether I trumpet it out to 500 futures traders or not. It works. Why? Because markets consolidate and then they make moves. And I have found the timing mechanism. You can if the timing mechanism is different on a non-trending day, guess what? You can go put a different moving average in, right? So you're like, well, then which one is it? All right, I'll tell you. Go Add the 5, the 10, the 15, the 20, 25, and 30. And on different trending days, it will respect one of those. Now, do I use them all? No, I use the 10 and the 20. That's it. That's all I use because I've used it for years. And I want to know, relative to those moving averages, where the market is bouncing or moving off of. So it's a static measurement, right? If the length of my ruler was always changing length for my measurements, then I would not have history for knowing how the market is moving relative to the longest part of that stick, right? So that's why it's static, so that I can always measure market strength relative to that moving average. So if you're going to switch your moving averages every single day, guess what? You're not going to know relative to the thing you always watch, right? You're not going to know if the wind or trend is blowing hard that day or not. Right? If one day you say miles per hour, then the next day it's kilometers per hour, then the next day it's meters per hour, and then the next day it's inches per hour, then the next day it's, you get the picture, centimeters per hour. Are you going to be able to keep track? Maybe you're a math genius, you can convert all that. Conversion, 2.2 centimeters is an inch. Okay, I'm good at that. That's more work for yourself. That's why I use the same moving averages. Do I know that we're respecting on pullbacks generally above the 20 SMA? Yeah, it's not a perfect kiss. It's not a perfect tap of the 20. Do I know generally we're about holding the 10 SMA? Yeah. Do I know that maybe if I use the 25 it would look perfect all day? Yes. So I just keep track of it that way. Hey, we're holding about the 20. We go find stops above the 20, we revert back to trend. Oh, we're holding the 10 today. Strong trend. Right? Wall for walk, I like your comment. Bulls make money, bears make money. Pigs get slaughtered. That's right. That's right. But you know, most of the retail traders are taught, hey, let's do 10 Rs all the time. Right? That way you only have to win like 15% of the time. But you know what they fail to tell you? Is that you feel like absolute horseshit when you lose 15 times in a row. And your confidence has been sucked out using a 1 gauge needle. That's big. So your confidence is gone. That is why I scalp the way I do. Because I win a lot. And if I start losing a lot, my confidence gets sucked out from the 1 gauge needle. It's just how it is. It's my own psychology. Now, some of you are better in that you can handle the losses because you know it's a probability game, right? Good for you. You've got to determine what works well for you. It doesn't work well for me. Anyway, we are a few points away here from complete and utter gap fill. Market's going to bounce here pretty soon. See that? Here's your gap fill. So, bing. We're going to put on a little trade here eventually. It's all right. Small size, wide stops, give it some room. I don't want to do this 10 times, but I'm willing to do it 10 times. All right, I like it. Anywho, I trade for food. Says, did you have any problems with Penumbra 10 after the latest Windows updates? Mine does not work properly. The outer border stays white. Any ideas? Thank you. I don't use Penumbra 10. I am on Linux. And in Linux, you have something called wine, like a bottle of wine. And you're able to control the Windows environment that you're running Sierra Chart in, and it stays perfect. But to address your Penumbra 10 question, yes, that is an issue. What you need to do is you need to reapply the theme. You also need to install Ultra UX Theme Patcher if you have not. It's just a problem. It's just a problem. So, and don't go into your what is that? Control Alt Delete your Task Manager in Windows, because that resets those screens. It sucks, man. It's not ideal. Anyway, might get messy here. Let's see. Might get messy in the market here shortly. You know what would suck is if we turn around and bounce here for 20 points and I'm long 1. I trade for food. Yeah, I did make a video about it, but I know that that issue is kind of it's a problem that a lot of people have, and they don't know if it's normal for them to experience that. No, I got back on it because Windows was so crappy. So I'm back on Linux, and I fixed my Stream Deck. So yeah, it's just the whole thing. We gonna get a third contract? No, we're not. That's interesting. Maybe we'll get it, right? There's 11 sitting there on the book. Nope, now they're buying. Well, that's interesting. There on the MBO, there's been 11 contracts in this whole area. The 11 just came off the book and they bought. So that's interesting. No, Linux is good, man. Linux is much better than Windows for performance in Sierra Chart. All right, now we're gonna get filled. Come on now. Really? There you go. Come on, Jesus. Gap fill. Let's see. Doesn't it always feel bad when you buy? Doesn't it always feel bad when you come into a zone? Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. 100 lots at the bid. They're hitting it. There we go. Hey, it's turning orange down here now. Turning orange. Sorry. You know, I like to sing a lot. Like a lot. So I'm constantly humming and singing. And my little girl loves it. But that's something about me. I do love singing. LVN? Is there an LVN? I don't know. Let's go see. Let's go see if we go fill this in here. Gap fill right about now on the 30-minute chart. Hey, that works. remember, they still need to go find interest. They need to find where everybody's losing interest. So all those static on the MBO, there's no bid underneath this right now, by the way. There's no size under this market. So they want to go sell it all the way to size. There's nothing there. So the size is popping in on the ask right now. At 81.75, 81. There's size at 83. There's size at 85. But there's nothing underneath this market. All the lot size is right down there at 25s and below. So there's nothing on the bid right now. So you want to, if somebody wants to come in and sell it, go ahead. Notice they're not doing it. We're hanging out here. So going with what I talked about earlier, do you now start to get an idea of what I was talking about MBO? I hope so. This is about this, because this is all very actionable stuff. This is where all the gurus go on their channels later and like, guess what? Let me show you guys about MBO now. And if any of you guys are in those rooms, you go, oh, he got that from TYP. I'm not that important. But it crosses my mind sometimes. That's the honest. That's the truth. The truth. So I know some of you guys have, you're here. You're here and you've got some paid room. So anyway, go teach the masses. Go teach them. Uh-oh. 33s. 30 lots got in on the short side. It's fine. Do it. Now there's liquidity at 31 and 30. So now the bid side's getting a little bit confident. There you go. 31. Bink. Go hit that liquidity. What a big sell day, huh? Look on the daily chart. Big old sell day off BBWC. Big old sell day. So now, for all you candlestick traders, go look at your daily chart and then go look 1, 2, 3, 4 days over, and you got that hammer candle that I talked about into 20, 21. What happens here on the daily chart? You get larger time frame traders that want to buy this zone here. Just letting you guys know. That's what happens. Right at 20, 21. So where are they going to buy? They're going to start buying here. They're going to start scaling in. They're going to start maybe turning the boat a little bit. It's possible. Just Dapper. NYSE. Vol D 15-1. Okay, there you go. Bing. Oh, there's the position. Okay, we'll get out 4 there. Let's see if we can get some more here. 41. Da da da. Da da da. Yep, shorts are hitting it. They're hitting it. There comes the TTS activation. So this TTS, trail stop activation, occurs 8 points into profit. That's where these trail stops activate. And then they they trail the market out. So that TTS that just activated up here on the screen here, that's because I'm in 8 points of profit, I think, on one of them. Yeah, it activated when it went up into here. So whatever. We'll get out one more, or not. Oh, so market sweeps now. You see that? See the market sweeps coming in? Guys are like, what is this wizardry you're doing? It's you guys, this is psychology 101. That's all it is. Trading is about psychology. Like, I don't believe you. All right. Do something else. POC on the hammer, 39.99. All right. 11 o'clock. Sushi boys back from lunch. Dun, 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 dun. Fuckery incoming. All right. We're only long two. Get rid of some of these drawings here. Erase. Erase. Ba ba ba. Ba ba ba. You know, that whole excursion there got me 20 more points. So what? It's 20 points. It's all good. It's still too long. I'm just going to read the market. Read the market a little more. Here. All right. We're long two. No stop. Why? I don't need a stop. There's no... you can't liquidate my account on this, on any move right now. There's zero possibility for liquidation. Go to zero. You won't liquidate my account. So that's no stops. This might be the swing trade. We'll see. I'm your neighbor. What's up? I just got banned from Trades by Matt Discord for saying USA is losing power slowly. Today someone is extremely insecure with their pride. Dude, I don't know how this warrant's getting me banned. I don't know about... I'm your neighbor. Sorry. I'm not involved in that, my friend, but it's not easy running a Discord. So maybe there's rules. Maybe you should read the rules. I don't know. I ban people on Discord for less. I'm your neighbor. Just letting you know. So it kind of depends. Are you kind of generally a little bit of an ass? Like, just be honest. Like, do you talk with a little chip on your shoulder all the time? I realize there's delay on this feed, so. No? Well, you know. I used to ban people from the Discord just for being like, you know, because my thing in the Discord, my old Discord, it doesn't exist anymore, I have to keep saying that, is that if us people who know what we're talking about help you, say thank you. And just appreciate it. You don't have to say thank you, but you do have to at least put a thank you emoji on the post. And there was people in there, they'd come in, they'd ask all kinds of questions, they get their shit answered, and then you'd never see them again. And then they come back in a month later and ask again. And you have a new group of people in there that's all willing to help. And it's like, you know, if I met you on the street and you had a backpack on and something dropped from your backpack, right? And I helped you, you'd be like, thank you, right? I hope. I mean, yeah, it's not all human beings in the world. right? Or if you came in, you knocked on my door and you said like, dude, I'm in a bad way. I'm really, really hungry. I need food, right? And I'm like, look you up and down. I'm like, yeah, you're a, for whatever reason, I'm going to decide to trust you even though I have a family. But I'm not going to be far from my gun because you might be some thief, right? But whatever, right? All this stuff aside. And I come in and I give you dinner. And you sit there and you're an educated person and you just look at me, eat the food, and just ask me for shit the whole time you're at my table. And I hand everything to you expecting like, yeah, this guy's going to be appreciative. Then you just get up, you take a piss on my wall, and you walk out the front door. Guess what? I live in a gated community. You're going to be out of that community so fast. My neighbors are going to know about you. The cops that live in our neighborhood are going to know about you. The sheriffs, everyone's going to know about you. And you're not going to be around for long because communities that are free require people with goodwill and intent. So anyway, I'm not picking on you, my friend. Not at all. Not at all. But I am very sensitive towards and compassionate or empathetic, I guess. Empathetic is probably the word. Towards people who have to manage others in a group where everything's free. Zero tolerance. And I have to try and figure out, people that run these things have to try and figure out whether your intention is good or bad. They have to try and figure that out. They have to figure out if what you're going to bring to the table is going to be goodwill. That's so hard to do when it's free. It's so hard. So, I'm not going to say anything about anybody that's running a big old community out of the goodness of their heart to help traders. You get benefit from it, and it's free. I know it sucks that you're banned, but I don't know. I'm more empathetic towards Matt because he's got to deal with a lot of crap. I already know. I actually joined that community yesterday, by the way. I noticed right away he had like this bot that DMs you and makes sure you're not a bot or something. I thought, man, that's cool. Because I ran a Discord for a while, so it's like that's cool. But I haven't checked it out. I haven't checked it out yet. Anyway, if I'm there, I'm just going to be a good little soldier. I am not going to take anyone's shine at all. That's not how I roll. I have no desire to do that. I do enjoy being part of trading communities. And because I've been on the other side, moderating, being an administrator, I absolutely there you go. I'm outperforming the market even if the market drops right now. Why? Because I sold higher and then I immediately bought back a little lower. So it doesn't matter if the market drops. I'm still long 2 contracts. I could see that was a little shakeout move. Broke above the highs into the 10 SMA, so it's timing again. And you can see stops were getting hit right there. That's why I took off. I try to take off both, and then I'd be willing to buy back into the node here. And then again, if we go lower, I'm also looking for the swing trade. So hence why I'm playing this way, by the way. Anyway, going back to Discord and all that, I'm always on the side of the administrator for the most part because if any of you guys were around my Discord, it was very organized. Lots of channels, lots of rules, and it's so hard to maintain. an orderly Discord that has lots of information that is maintained in a way that makes it referenceable later on. So I spent an incredible amount of time writing rules for every single channel that made sense. And we modified them as we went. And then I spent myself an incredible amount of time trying to make it something that users could use who came in after the fact, that others can quickly and easily say, hey, you know, this is how we store our data. You can just look it up, right? So it's so time consuming. And I'm a bit anal retentive when it comes to this kind of thing, libraries and stuff. So I tried to do the whole give people tasks for moderation, etc. And I still had to moderate the moderators to get them to do their jobs. So it was very, it was so tiring. For somebody who just wants to trade and like get on and talk to people and have a good time, I'm also a little bit anal when it comes to things being organized. And so I can't just like step away from the Discord and be like, it goes how it goes. My name is kind of like associated with the whole thing. And so there's always some liability there. Like vendors come in, or people come in and they start sharing copyrighted stuff, whether it's like books or charts or, you know, I know that in the Sierra chart world, there's a whole group of people that likes to copy everybody's sold charts, and then they distribute them around to their buddies for social cred. And so people would want to post all that stuff publicly. We had to try and nix it over and over and over and over at the beginning, banning people, telling them don't do it. People don't care. That's why I turned off all my DMs, because I'd get like 10 DMs a day saying, hey, if I share my private chart books from Tpo Trader's site, can I get into the private group? Every freaking day that stuff went on until people finally realized that I'm honorable and that I'm not gonna, you're basically telling me you're an asshole. And so I cut you off forever once I see that. And I have so much mad respect for people who build stuff that I could never dream of, that I wouldn't just go distribute their work for essentially nothing, for some social cred, right? So you could say, hey, thanks, bro. You're so cool. Nah, I don't care about that. So anyway, long story short, I have mad respect for anybody that is taking the time to admin a whole Discord, especially like Trades by Matt. That guy's got a big community, man. He's got a huge community. I can't even imagine the amount of time he spends moderating and putting everything together. If you're trolling, shame on you. Because you know what? Anybody starts trolling me on here, I'm just banning you. I don't care. Or Discord or Twitter. I just ban people. Someone's rude, ban hammer. I don't think about it. I just ban them immediately. Right? You don't add any value, and you're a little sarcastic in your comments. Bink, you're gone. That's how I roll. Yeah. I'm your neighbor. I happen to agree with you. So I'm a big fan of what's his name? Ray Dalio, and I've read a lot of his books. Yeah, it could have been. Anyway, Dalio has some important things to say about the rise and fall of nations, and he's got a YouTube video. Anybody know about Dalio's recent video Does somebody know about any, oh, this is a great move. Guess what? It's all right. I might be a sucker. Damn it. I want to get more long. Ay ay ay. This is the fake out move, guys. This is the fake out move. You just saw it here. Damn it. On the E-mini. Let's see, what time is it? 11:17, 2:17 Eastern. Yeah. Talking about Wyckoff. Someone asked me about Wyckoff. Was it you, Gusa, that asked me about Wyckoff? This is a Wyckoff right now, and it's a rule of 3. Bing, bing, bing. Come get me. I know it's on the 10. Come get me. Let's see if they buy now. Let's see if they buy. A lot can happen here. We're now 6 long. Yeah, Wyckoff Spring, my friend. Here. Let's do this. Anyway, does anybody have that Ray Dalio video? Yeah, I kind of agree with you just on the merits. I'm your neighbor, but I said all that so that people know where I stand context-wise, right? That's all. Anyway, let's see. So if we come down here and see how we're starting to break, we've broken past these nodes. It's all right, we'll do this. Bring, bring, we'll lock it in. We'll stay long. 2 contracts. Or 3, I don't know. You're like, but why don't you stay long more? Well, I don't know. This might turn into a whole trading range. We'll see. There's liquidity up there at 40. Anyway, this is going to be here. This is the BBWC right here. BBWC up here. If you're like, I don't know what BBWC is, go watch my weekend video, please, so I don't have to explain it again for the umpteenth time. So this is BBWC up here. But it's an interesting structure because you're starting to get like this, these pullbacks. So, all right. Up into this zone, 44s. Okay. Whoop. There it is. All right. Anyway, man, nobody has the Dalio video on the rise and fall. Okay, well, I guess I'll Google it. Dalio, rise and fall of empires. I think that's what it was. YouTube. Changing World Order by Ray Dalio. 43 minutes long. Give it a watch. Give it a watch, yo. Check it out. So I'm your neighbor. I feel you, dog. I feel you. Not that I feel that somebody's wrong. I'm just saying. I feel you on the actual statement about China. And so does Ray Dalio, by the way. So you're in good company. But am I still all about the country that I live in? Am I still well, you know, I'm kind of more of a citizen of the world, to be honest. I don't care where you're at. If you're a nice person, you could be in any country in the world. I'm with you. Here, let me turn this thing off. Oh, shoot. YouTube. Where's my channel? Did I? Okay, there it is. Whew. I hope it's still streaming. Is it? I may have closed that YouTube stream. Let's see. Yep, it's good. All right. I think we're good here. uh, Such a nooblet sometimes, guys. Anyway, that Ray Dalio is let's see, go live. I already am live, but I don't. How do I get back there? Damn it! God, I'm such a rook. YouTube Studio. Come on. Live trading. Stream ended. Da, 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 da. Oh, jeez. Content. I just want to get back to like, here we go, live. There it is. Edit. I think the edit will take me. No, it does not. Yeah, you know, once you get out of that screen, you're kind of screwed. Man, what a dum-dum. How dumb can I be? Here we go. View in the control room. There it is. I'm back. Yeah, okay, cool. There is a button for it. I've never had to locate it before, so I found it. YouTube just said, baby, come back. You can blame it all on. Oh, that was off tune. On me. I was wrong. Okay. Can I have a good time? I can. I can have a good time doing this. All right. Anyway, I'm a citizen of the world. I just want the world to be a better place. I'm kind of with Sagan on this. It's like we got a bunch of humans on this planet, and we're kind of all in it together, right? If we're gonna jack up our planet, we're gonna do it as a species. Sagan has this what is it? Spaceship of the Imagination in his series Cosmos, which is the best, by the way, best ever. And it's like, imagine, flying in a spaceship from some distant planet, and you see these human beings, and we're all like the same essentially genetically, and we're all shooting rockets at each other over, oh god, stupid things essentially. It's just ridiculous. Pierrick, how did you spot that reversal? What? I don't know. How long have you been watching, Pierrick? Are you coming and going? Let's see. Anyway. Oh, AC/DC. All right, let's see if I can put it on. I don't care that it's not going to monetize. I don't give two. I'm up. What is it? 300 points on the E-mini or more. I'm up 600 points on the Nasdaq. What is that? 33,000. You think I'm worried about a $2 monetization on my YouTube stream? Let me answer that for you. Yes, I am. No, I'm not. It's not a big day, guys. This is just compound your accounts over time slowly. Do it the right way. You know where I didn't compound my account slowly? Crypto. Crypto was just taking candy from a baby in 2016 and 2017. Crypto was absolutely the easiest thing in 16 and 17. If you guys have the ability to go back and look at crypto markets in 2016 and 17 on some sort of replay function somewhere, I don't know of any, but if you do, you'll be amazed at the price action. You will be blown away at how simple things were. Which is why I traded it 16 hours, 17 hours a day. Wrecked my myself. What time is it? 11:30? Okay. What am I doing right now? Oh yeah, I'm looking for AC/DC. Okay, let's do this. Let's go into the settings on OBS and outputs. Audio. Desktop audio is disabled. All right, here it comes. Default. Apply. Desktop audio now exists. Oh shit. You know, if this blows all of your eardrums out, I apologize in advance. So you may want to turn it down. Chris, remember, this here is points. Here, trading profit and loss text. It's hidden. Okay? See that? This is 654 points. 654 times $20 a point on the NASDAQ. This has never not been clear on all my streams, okay? These are points. This is not dollars. Here, let me change it to dollars. Settings. Points. Currency value. Apply. There you go. Oh, that's not right. Weird. That's weird. That is wrong. Okay, let's see. Hold on. Return. I've never put currency on there. Something about this must be wrong. I've always done it in points. Ah, oh well. It's not important. Whatever. So weird. It's probably something in this chart, because, you know, yeah, that doesn't make any sense. Why would the currency... It's probably in the chart settings that the currency value is set wrong. Or just not set at all. But that's weird that it's not set that way. Oh, that's because the chart aggregates 4 ticks. So it gets the points right, but it doesn't get the currency right. So it's whatever that value is times 4. So it was what, 3,300? So it's 3,300 times 4 in currency. That's what you saw just now. That makes sense. No, I don't have... Well, I have an open position here on the E-mini. You know, that's it, Oliver. It's 100% it. So this NASDAQ chart aggregates 4 ticks. So each little line here is actually 4 ticks of data. Why? Because the NASDAQ is so volatile. I just want to see the volume aggregating at 4 ticks. And so thus the P&L indicator is also taking and making my currency 1/4 the size, right? It's inverted. Do you see how that works? Anyway, it's all good. I hope. Dun, dun, dun. I was shaking at the knees. All right. Now we're down 2, or up 2. Here we go. We only want to be long 2 contracts on this swing position. That's it. Two of the E-minis or 20 of the micros. Doesn't matter. I will, if this market drops below, let's say I get out of these 2 and the market drops below, I'll get long 20 micros. So that way I can day trade the E-mini tomorrow. Does that make sense? Hold a core position on micros, and then get in and out, go long, short, blah, blah, blah on the E-mini. Well, Chirp Tone, watch yesterday's video. Maybe it'll still help you to see somebody trade so poorly. Then Fishin', you have so many messages that you remove that I never see them. All I see is message retracted all the time. So I like glance every once in a while at the chat and I just see message retracted, message retracted. Yeah, Oliver, it's so cool. Micros are awesome. They're just amazing. And they're amazing for the small time trader. And if you can't trade a micro because it's too much risk, then just keep doing your part-time job and then build up your account a bit, right? I suggest people risk 1% of their account per trade. So 1% on $1,000 account is 10 bucks. 1% on a $3,000 account is $30, right? A micro with slippage is 5 points, is about 30 bucks. So 5 points on a $3,000 account, a stop of 5 points on micros is a roughly 1%. So there you go, because that's $25. And then you got to factor in slippage and volatility. If it's not volatile, then whatever. Commissions, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, $1.50. Let's just say $1.50 commissions. So the loss is 25 plus a tick or two. So 27, 28 plus commissions, 30 bucks. So $3,000 account, 1 micro, 5 point stop loss is 1%. So if you can't do that and you're trading a $300 account, you're gambling and you're setting yourself up for bad trading in the future. Like, what? That's not how I've been taught. Yeah, well, just saying, you're skewed on your risk and your sizing. And I know that $300 for some of you guys, or $500 or $1,000 is like, it's not that important if you lose it. But if you're gonna try and apply that same amount to a bigger account, you're gonna draw down that account so fast because your risk size is too great. If you're risking 10% of your account, it's only gonna take you, if you have a win rate of say 60%, it's only gonna take you like 6 or 7 losses in a row and you're done. You can't trade anymore, because you don't even meet minimums. So if you're in this like cycle of drawdowns, that's likely why you're in the cycle that you're in, is because you're not considering your account size and your risk size properly. So anyway, you don't have to listen to me. Do what you want to do, but that's a real that's a real lesson for actually managing risk. So, and managing it the right way. A lot of people have this idea about trading like, you know, it's all levered up and all I got to do is have a streak of winners early on and I'll get my account rolling and then I'll get ahead of the game and then things will be good. But if you haven't figured out the proper risk parameters, what you're going to do is you're going to draw down your account when you have that string of losers, and it's going to cripple you. So, and that's called your, somebody else can tell me what it's called. I can't remember. It's called, I don't know. It's like your, oh, I can't remember what it's called. What is it called? You can blow up your account when you're done trading. I just can't remember what it's called. Sorry. Anyway, risk of ruin, guys. Risk of ruin. You're like, you're supposed to know, dude. We're listening to you because you know. Okay, it's called risk of ruin. Your risk of ruin goes way up when you risk a lot of money. So you better know that your strategy is such a high % win rate that it doesn't draw down if you're going to risk 3 or 4% per trade. So that higher win rate can prevent you from really having that risk of ruin, as long as you're super consistent with it. Anyway, we're coming into that 20s level that I talked about earlier, that 2021 level. There's going to be stops under it, but I'm okay with that. Higher time frame stuff, guys. Higher time frame. Ba 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 ba. All right. Oh, that's too tight. Da 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 da. I actually wanted to be more long on the NASDAQ than I am. That's not good. All right. Bummer. There we go. Come on. Come to Papa. You want to sell me your burgers? I want as many burgers as you can give me for as little as possible. Because I think it's a good burger here. I want to eat this burger right now. There's an analogy, I guess, from auction theory. Sell me your cows. They're all fat down here. You guys ever watched my let's see if we get it. Come on. Right back up into the body. Into the body. I want it in here. Jink. Into the body. Oh, look at the TTS tighten up. That was automatic right there. That TTS popping up. That was automatic. Bummer. It's just too fast for me. I guess I should have used my Stream Deck. My Stream Deck is still on a drawing screen. That's okay. Ah, son of a gun. Really? That's jacked. Oh no. 2. Remember, we got to get back to 2. We got to get back to 2. Got to get back to 2. And I missed it. Maybe. We'll see. They're holding it up. Holding it up. Come on. Got to get back to 2. Got to get back to 2. Someone market buy it for me. Got to get back to 2. We'll get it. That candle structure says we'll get it. The stops are above. But we'll see. What time is it? 11:40? Gotta get back to 2. Gotta get back to 2. Gotta get back to 2. 2. 2. Dun. 2, 2, 2. There you go. Back to 3. Alright. We can go take it. Back to 2. Yes. Got it. Alright. Back to 2. That's what I want. I want 2. I want 2 contracts, not 6. I want 2. We can easily do 20 micros on a swing. Man, my little girl's crying. Little daddy's girl. Oh, there we go. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. Some of you guys are like, hate hearing me talk about sizing because that's what you're doing. You have tiny accounts and you want to get rich off of futures trading. And I'm here to share a little bit sorry, just reading emails now. I know you guys don't like hearing that, right? Hey, my tiny account is it's risking too much. So as long as you know that, right, that you need to tighten up your stop, or you need to widen your stop, or have a minimum account size at 1% risk. So if you're going to risk, say, 5%, well, then put it into a Monte. You guys watch my Monte Carlo simulation video. I have a link there for a free Monte Carlo simulation tool, and put the risk into that tool, right? How big your account is. Say it's $500 or $1,000, 3%, and then what your trading, your win rate is, right? And then see how some of the simulations will show you that in some scenarios you lose your money, right? In some scenarios you win a lot of money because the amount of wins and losses are the same because it's a percentage win rate, but the order of wins and losses changes your ultimate performance, right? Because if you think about compounding, right, you have $10 and then you compound it 1, right, percent, or no, let's say 10%. So you have a win, a win, a win, and you're compounding every single time 10%. So $10, then it goes to 11, right? Then $1.10 is won on the next trade. So then it compounds. But what if you have a bunch of losers at the beginning, and then you start having your 10% winners off that lower amount? So the order changes your ultimate trajectory quite a bit. It's kind of like, when you're talking about compounding, kind of like pointing a telescope into the night sky, and space is so big, right? And if you move that telescope just a little bit, the trajectory is hundreds of light years different into the distance. Hundreds of light years, right? That's crazy. Just because of a small amount of movement at the beginning. So Monte Carlo attempts to, the Monte Carlo simulation, it attempts to do sort of the same thing, which is kind of give you a trajectory. So it's really important. I mean, if you're just learning how to trade and you're hearing this, you should be going like, oh, I think I'm hearing something really important. This might be the most important risk management thing I've ever heard in my life about trading. And you know what? That should be your takeaway. It's one of the most important. It is one of the most important things that you'll ever hear about trading, which is managing risk properly. Anyway, I don't see any comments. I don't know if I'm just not saying anything that interests people or something, but you guys are pretty quiet here. Anyway, it does help. Please like. Thank you, Pierrick. Please like the video, guys. Share it. Subscribe to the channel. So it keeps me juiced and talking about this. So if you haven't liked the video, it really helps. YOLO trades, Forex Moneta. That's right. Give me YOLO trades, baby. Spin the wheel. All in right here. Let's go. 500 lots. You guys remember what I was talking about yesterday, 2018, where I said I was buying NASDAQ contracts every 20 points apart in the Christmas massacre? And I had that yellow approach that day. Because to be honest, here's what was happening leading up to it, is that I kept seeing these big declines, and I was probably scalping anywhere from 10 to 40 points on the NASDAQ. And I kept catching bottoms and not catching 100 points. So I got really frustrated, and I said, no matter how far this goes, I'm just going to buy. I'm going to scale in, and I'm going to YOLO it, and I'm going to hold it. And on that day I did that, the market dropped 300 plus points. And I started doing that at around 60 points off the open. So 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160, and at about 200 points, and I was down a lot of contracts, a lot of money, and over 100 points on my position. I hit the market sell button, and when I hit the market sell button, I didn't even get out. Didn't even get out like a professional, like on the limit, or we're just doing limit orders into the bid. I market sold it because I was so flustered. I got out and it bounced immediately, like 20, 30 points. But I was so distraught, I walked away. Went, sat on the couch. My wife's looking at me, and she's like, babe, what happened? She already knew. She knew something was up. I was like, I made a big mistake. And I didn't even want to talk about it after that. It's like, I just made a big mistake. She kind of looked at me like, how big? I was like, I'm fine. I can still trade. Everything's fine. We still have money. Blah, blah, blah. But I lost like 30%. She's like, oh, babe, are you going to be okay? I'm like, I'll be all right. But I just learned a really big lesson. I was almost in tears, guys. Almost. Big ticks. Negative 3,500. It was many years ago. There you go. Back to 2 contracts. See that? See how I roll? Back to 2. My average is a little lower. I can in real time, I can see exhaustion pretty clearly. You're like, well, then why aren't you scalping bigger? Because I have a plan around this level, and my plan does not involve being on YouTube, scalping big size around these zones. I'm trying to hold a swing position, and I'm trying to average it down. So I'm trying to just be really patient and play this very, very carefully, very slowly. So it's all good. This is a nice bounce here. We have another washout of shorts in this zone, right? Gap fill. We're below the gap fill, guys. So it's my plan to just get a little bit. I am right now. I'm 4 points off the bottom, right? I don't mind this position at all for the long haul, at all. So we might have 70 to 100 points of upside. Not today, but tomorrow, next day, blah, blah, blah. They're like, what? This market just sold. You gotta know what's happening in this extreme LVN area on the daily. So anyway, not to digress or get too into it, but this is what's happening. So yeah, that day it bounced. I went back in and just watched it. It bounced like 40 points because remember, someone market sells a big position. They're essentially saying, I give up. And so short term, that's an advantageous entry for somebody. And they will then punish whoever sold that position in the most disadvantageous manner. So the person whose market sold that position at any cost. So they got the worst possible price. And so they flipped it. And I wanted to chase it because I was so mentally distraught. And it rallied, 40, 60 points. Rolled over and then went ultimately 300 points down. But imagine if I would have just held that thing and blown up my account. It would have really, really sucked. So that was the last time I made a really big mistake. Like a really big mistake. And I got my hands, I burned myself, essentially. I mean, that was just really stupid. And you know what? As recently as less than a year ago, people on the Discord who've been trading longer than me, and I'm not calling anybody out, just as an example, they made as big of a mistake publicly after talking about Monte Carlo as I did there, right? Drawing down an account that they were sharing publicly by 40% in an afternoon session. So even if you've been trading 25, 30 years, you could still regress because it only takes one bad day of trading to erase a lot of good, right? All because you ignore your rules. So it's just, man, have rules and follow them. You know, don't understand these things and then think to yourself, I can get away with it. I can get away with it because I'm really lucky, right? Or I'm feeling it today. Or, let's see, AC/DC is playing in the background. Let's see. Let me try something. Properties. Advanced properties. Monitor only. Mute the output. Monitor and output. There you go. Here we go. Hey, I subscribed to Matt's Trades by Matt yesterday. I see he live traded today. I hope he made a crap load of money. Hope he killed it. All right, here we go. Can you guys hear this? Let's see. I don't know if you can hear it. Can you hear it? Do you guys hear this or no? Nope, I don't think you do. All right. Advanced properties. Let's try this again. Active desktop audio. It's on. Really? Status active. Yeah, I might have to shut down OBS. Active sources only. Monitor and output. Yeah, it should be good, but it's just, I could see it's not coming in. Sometimes with OBS you gotta like stop the stream, start the stream, get into the settings, and then it, let's see here, video, audio, mic auxiliary, audio 2 disabled. We're gonna try this. Audio 2 now is up. Nope. Huh. Oh yeah! Here we go. You guys should hear this. Alright, let's mute that one. Tell me if you guys hear it. Oh snap. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Dancing on the choke now. Let's go. Get it. That's it, Kermit. YOLO! I'm stomping my feet on the treadmill. I know I'm gonna get a copy strike.
Dirk. You guys don't know. Dirk's a little bit older. He appreciates this music. It's probably why I won't get a copy strike. A strike on copyright. But it will pay whoever owns this song. It'll pay whatever the proceeds are from this. Yeah, Night of the Roxbury version of Thunderstruck. Such a great song. Alright. Here's another one.
This one's good too.
Friends would walk up to me and just be like, what the f is in your mug? And I would just tell them,
I'm waking up to ash and dust. I wipe my brow.
Now this should get me.
Rust. I'm breathing in the chemicals. I'm breaking in.
Yeah, buddy, pay me. Bing.
Checking out on the prison bus. This
Let's go.
The apocalypse.
Woo. Yeah, pay me. Let's go. Zip it down. More NASDAQ points. Big ticks. 3,500. Let's go. Move it down. Liquidity on the NASDAQ at 23. They're going to go hit it. Boom, I'm out. Back in. Back out. Oh, yeah. How fast can you scalp, brothers and sisters? Bing. 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 4 or 5 points at a time. Let's go. Can't catch me. I'm the gingerbread man. I'm too fast. Alright. No more trading. Alright, let's turn this off. I'm distracted. And I'm probably yelling because it's a thing. Alright. Let's go. Let's get this desktop off. Whew. Man. That was too exciting. All right, it's power hour here, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, maybe lady and gentlemen. You know, sometimes I go look at the YouTube stats, and there's no women. There's like, it shows me of like the percentages of viewers. It's like 0.02% women. Oh, I have not, Shane. I'll watch it right now, actually. Do you have a link for me, Shane? I'm sure I could just stick it into my YouTube search, but, yeah. Is this why traders who are impatient lose money? Right? Look, how many times, if you're just a little calmer, could you have taken profit here? Look at me, hindsight trading. Right? We've been long here. All right, we could have taken profit, got back in, taken profit, got back in, taken profit, but got back in. I don't know. Hindsight trading at its finest. It's why playing too large of positions where volatility is too high in the market. So too large of positions, or positions that are too large for your account, in volatility is so damn harmful is because the reason is that your drawdowns on a single position on a single large position is just going to be too great, and you're gonna get shaken out just a bunch of times. So play smallers, you'll probably play a lot better, guys. Like a lot better. Be like hugely better. Right now we're just holding. Like we're just making perfect structure to the downside. Perfect. But what's happening right now is let's say if you go look at this here. I'm going to show you guys something. It's going to be really interesting. So, all right, we have this down structure, right? We just keep going, and then here the market tries to make a reversal, right? It breaks out of consolidation, goes tests this BBWC area, and then it reverses, comes all the way down, top of gap. We made our move, right? We made some shekels here to the upside, right? But we covered here from our shorts. Why? Because you never know. So I cover into the FOMO, and that's why I have this here. It's a target on a day like today. So I haven't been short since essentially here. I've been looking at the long side, and I've been wrong, but right short term only for a little bit. Okay, so but anyway, let's go back. Let's get out. Look, BBWC. Whoop, there it is. Whoop, there it is. Base breakout with consolidation. Bear flag, the breakout zone becomes what? Resistance. So we were forming this really nice structure. We got rule of three. 1, 2, 3. Perfect breakdown. Measured move from here to here. Measured move. Bear flag. Breakdown. Measured. Not a measured move. It's tightening. This is what I wanted to show you guys. It's tightening up. Measured move. Measured move. Tightening up, tightening up, tightening up. See that? You see the measured moves are tightening up. Why is it doing that? It's losing momentum. The market's giving you signals that momentum is at the bottom of this gap right here. The market's losing momentum. Sellers are getting less interested to sell. Doesn't mean it doesn't go straight down, but it's giving you clues about momentum, folks. That's what it's doing. So you would be wise to heed that momentum. May I be wrong on my 2 contract swing? Yes. And I'll take the loss if I'm wrong. You're like, well, Mike, how are you going to know you're wrong? Because we're going to move below 20. We're going to hold below 20. And we're going to extend down much lower than 20 if I'm wrong. And then I'm going to target the bottom of that low on a bounce. That's what's going to happen. That's how I know. And I'm willing to say I'm wrong there. But right now, this market is in sell it at any cost mode. And we have, right now, this channel low goes to about here. And when this breaks, and this breaks, if it breaks, and we get some inverted head and shoulders thing, over the next few days, they're going to FOMO it back up. It's just how it works. So what am I doing? I'm just playing the ranges. I'm scalping, getting ready for a little swing trade. Again, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. In the meanwhile, I'm taking shekels out of the market. I'm taking a little pittance. I'm taking a little bit of, oh God. Taking a little bit out of the market is what I'm doing. Took this move off this level. Do you guys realize? It's kind of funny to me. I mean, it might sound like I'm bragging, but you guys do realize that my BBWC level, right? You guys do realize that it started right up here at 42.84, 85. And I said it was super heavy resistance on the daily. It's all I really focused on my weekly video. Look. You guys do realize this is part of the plan, right?
You do realize that. Just go watch my video from the 15th on analysis. You guys do realize that I said throughout the whole video, you don't sell the first time it gets there. Maybe you do intraday for a little pullback. We got it. But when they distribute up here and it runs out of what? Momentum to the upside, you don't sell the first day or at the end of the day. You sell the morning of. Right? This is where we're at. So this was part of my plan. Look, I am not adjusting anything after the fact. The video exists and you can watch all 2 hours of it in its entirety. It's not edited, it's a live stream. Okay? You can watch all of this. This was all planned for. You're like, you're lucky. You're just getting lucky that you're right this time, Mike. No, I'm not. I do this all the time. Anybody in my old Discord of 12 or 15 people will tell you, if they hung out with me on weekends, I did this every single weekend. And you know what? People still wanted to enjoy their weekends and not hang out with me. Why? A good friend of mine told me a few months ago, he said, people get what they want. And I sat there and I scratched I didn't understand it at the time. I was like, well, everybody wants money. I was thinking stupidly. Everybody wants money, right? Everyone wants to be successful. What are you talking about, man? And he's like, people get what they want. And I finally understood it after some time. Is that people, he really wasn't meaning to say people get what they want. People get what they're willing to put work in for. And even then in trading, it's not a guarantee. But if you want to put work in, and you want to learn from somebody who knows their ish is my word for S-H-I-T on YouTube. If you want to learn from somebody who knows their ish, and you're willing to put work in, you most likely can find some success, but there's no shortcuts. You got to do the homework on the weekends. And all the old school fellas that have been doing this 20, 30, 40 years, who I'm in contact with via email, they always talk about this ish with me. They're like, you're the hardest working trader I know. I put a ton of work in on weekends for these levels. A ton. And you just watch my last video. That's like, honestly, you want to know the truth? That's the tip of the iceberg for analysis. I haven't even gone into how I go into sentiment and how I monitor it and which Fred indicators that I watch all the time, like Fred, right? St. Louis Federal Reserve, things that I watch on a quarterly, monthly, daily basis. I got spreadsheets on all this stuff. Now, it doesn't take me that long anymore because I'm so good at looking it up and amassing the data. But this is what it takes. So you're like, oh, it's so nice to watch somebody who's successful doing this. Well, guess what? You know why I'm successful? It's all that. So you're not going to be able to watch this stream and trade like me. Real talk. You won't. You think you can, you won't. You gotta put the work in on weekends. What's the success rate of day traders? 99% in futures aren't successful. So what? I have how many people watching? 36 concurrent viewers is what YouTube tells me. So 1/3 of a person watching this, not even one person, is going to do all this stuff that's watching. Oh, Mike, you're so depressing. Look, those are just the stats. That's all it is, just stats. Maybe 10 of you or more are going to do what's necessary. But look, I'm preaching it to you guys because you're lucky you have somebody who's like willing to share this information with you. So you stumbled onto a channel that has a trader that's doing it live and talking about what it takes and is willing to share it with you. You're very lucky. Not everybody is so lucky in the trading world, right? And I'm not looking for a pat on the back here. I'm not trying to pump myself up. I'm just saying, like, you have an opportunity to be successful, and the opportunity is not following my coattails around. It's putting work in and studying your ass off, man. Ladies, that's that's what you should be taking away from all of this. Is not, oh hey, I'm learning lots of little nuggets of wisdom from this dude, this 42-year-old old guy. It's, how does he suggest I think about markets, and why is he doing it and finding success, right? How is he doing it? Put work in. Put work in. Anyway, another one of my little impassioned rants. Back to the markets. Let's get that 5 minute out of here. Let's get it out of here. I'm gonna make ribeye today for dinner. Oh, I'm so excited. Costco has really good cuts of meat. Really good. It's some excellent, like some of the best looking cuts that I've seen in a long time. So me and Ben, my little man, we went and picked up some ribeye. I salted it last night afternoon. So it's got like it's gonna have a 24-hour salt brine. So it's just gonna be like, not only is the fatty content good, but it's just gonna be phenomenal, man. Garlic and pepper and I can't wait. I can't wait. I'm fasting today, so I'm thinking about food a little bit. I've had my coffees, but that's it. So, no food. I slept really well last night, so I'm doing much better today. So let's get into it, right? About some of the other things that are important as a trader. Good sleep. Feeling positive. Having a clear mind. All right, I slept early last night, went to bed early. I slept well. And I woke up feeling great. And I hugged my kid and my wife and my little girl a lot this morning when they woke up. And there was like good vibes in the house. Like just like, well, we have a happy family, but it was especially good today. And then I've had a great morning trading. But why did I have a good morning? I ate good yesterday. I ate early. I ate healthy. I slept well. I woke up on time. Lots of love around me. These are all important things for having a clearer mind. So, trading is about the mental. It's the mental game of trading, right? There's a book that has that as its title, Jared. The Mental Game of Trading. Look at Dirk Hepner up there. Is that the mental game of trading as his profile pic? Look up in the chat. Dirk Hepner. Yes, he gets it. He gets it up there. See that? It is about the mental game of trading. Since Dirk has that as his profile picture, I would assume that Dirk really understands how important the mental game of trading is. It makes all the difference in the world. Anyhow, let's see what we can look at here in the market. Shane, it depends. It depends. On this front, I'm going to be honest with you that I'm not the best example of a person who follows the exact same schedule every single day. Because here's what happens. If Globex turns into a riot and I feel I can trade it, I will sometimes stay up all the way till the European Open. Because I know what kind of tricks they like to pull around the European Open, and I have a very good feel for the direction that they're going to take the market based on what they've done in Asia. That's why I have this daily TPO. So to answer your question, my friend, I don't think I can. I should talk about my very poor schedule. It works for me, but it works for me because I'm a family guy and I have a specific set of circumstances going in my life that I've worked out. It would be better for me, net, right? If I could have the exact same schedule every single night and every single morning. Just go to bed at a certain time, eat by a certain time, wake up at a certain time. But the fact of the matter is if sometimes I wake up really, really early, like before the market, 5 a.m. my time, and then my kid wakes up with me for whatever reason. And then my wife sleeps with our 4-month-old, and I would never send my kid into the room with my wife because she's just such a boss, and she puts so much work in watching the 4-month-old all night, right? You know, babies, you know, they wake up, they get hungry, they cry, blah blah blah. You know, they get 4 or 5 hours, 6 hours sometimes on a good night of uninterrupted sleep. So the fact of the matter is my kid, my 4-year-old Ben, if he wakes up during that time, I'm going to do whatever it takes to keep him out of my wife's hair. And then that means I frustratingly have to step away from the markets in my prep in the morning. So I make it work. But for you, I'd say that professionals say you should have a very dedicated time, right? So if you are a family guy, so Frozen Tundra Trader, I watched a little bit of his YouTube. And the guy has a full-time job where he's worked it out with his job to go in late because he still gets his job done every day. And so he has an hour to trade the opener, I think. And he has a wife and kids, or he has a family. And I'm assuming that what he does is he's got an agreement with his wife, like, hey, no kids, no family, this is my 1 hour. I'm trying to make this work, blah, 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 blah. And so, you know, he set things up probably in his life to have that hour every day. So be systematic and don't mess it up on weekends, because then Monday comes and you're going to struggle probably to get back on track. Yeah. Yeah, he seems cool. That's why I've been plugging his YouTube channel. Or I did on YouTube or Twitter, and I've done it on YouTube now a few times. So, yeah, go subscribe to Frozen Tundra Trader. He's trading nerd. Anyway, going back to my own little schedule here. This yellow line is Euro. See that? So the specific names that I put to all these time zones are down here, and then like generally RTH is denoted by, right, no background shading, and ETH has background shading, right? And then within ETH I have USA2, which is the hour after the cash close, and then I have Asia, which is the new daily bar, 6 p.m. Eastern, which is not really Asia. Again, I go over it and how to make this Tpo chart in that video and why I do it. So, and then Europe is midnight my time. So sometimes I stay up and I'll trade it for like 30 minutes. I'll make my shekels and my dineros, and I go to sleep, and I wake up a little late and I miss the open, and I'm okay with that, because if you guys heard my stories in the last live streams about, you know, I used to trade the open like a boss, and then I'd always give it back in the hours after the open, and then I got really good at trading the hours after the open. So I can trade them both very well now. So I don't need to trade the open to make money every day. I can trade through the middle of the day and do just fine, because I put, see, again, seasons. I've gone through times in my trading where I was bad at one thing, good at one thing, and then I worked really hard to get good at the thing I was bad at, and then spent less time at the thing I was good at, and then you know, It's kind of like riding a bike. Once you learn how to trade it, you're always going to remember, so you can get up to speed pretty quickly. But dexterity, movement, all that stuff, speed of thinking can be a little bit of a struggle. So whatever. Wait, does this show my position? Ha, it does. That's great. That is so great. Look at that. This TPO chart shows my two lots here at 20. So can you see why I'm not so worried about this? Yeah, we're breaking down, but can you see why I'm not so worried about it? Let's see if we can get some extension to the downside here. Adna says, when should I go long on the S&P? I don't know, whenever you want to, my friend. Go long and strong whenever you want to. Not a signal service directly, Adna. Whenever you want to. And if you ask that question too many times, I'm going to silence you. Because then you're just noise in the chat. Just FYI. So I hope you understand what I'm saying. You start asking for what to do, then it will become silence! Silence! Look at all that liquidity under this market. Okay, double balance. Balance rules here. Double balance is here, 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 and here. So about there. I don't know, something like that. Oops. Here. Take this limit down here. Oh, here. Sorry, I'm just getting rid of stuff. Alright, now we can do it. Oh, jeez. Come on. Oh, no, it's all good, man. I'm a little slow sometimes. Just bear with me. M period incoming. Make your money fast. Hey, Kusa. Man. Come on. Well, this is a bummer. This is not what I want. May seem what I want, but it's not what I want. Ugh. We'll get what we want here pretty soon. You know, just a little bit about me. I'm willing to have a losing day on the E-mini as long as I'm net winning. Because in trading, you have to take risks. So I'm willing to take risks and risk having a losing day on one set of contracts. I don't want to have a losing day overall. But you really do. You have to be willing to lose. It's really important. There you go, Chase. Now we're more comfortable. 6. $12.30. Boy, they're fast. We got to get back to the 2. that we want. That's what we're doing. So our average is near the lows. This is what, now we're back to the too long. I used to talk about this in Discord all the time, which is, if you want to be long the market near the lows, you got to manage it a little bit and be willing to take some risk. But that's why I didn't talk for a little bit, because I was super focused on what was happening. Jade, I do sometimes. Not today. Not today, my friend. So while being in this 2-lot, which has been sometimes more than 2-lot long, because I've put on and taken off and put on and taken off and tried to average down this, what I think might be a swing, I'm not taking full profit on the position, but overall I'm up 35 points massaging the position while being up on the remainder 4 points. But the 4 points is a pittance. 5 points. I don't care about it. I want to catch a bigger move, but I want to stay long. So I'm getting in, getting out, getting in, getting out, all while doing it against the trend. I get it. But my trading style is such that when we get oversold conditions, I'm trying to position for a little swing trade going the opposite way. And, you know, as long as we're continuing to sell off into zones, you know, I'm going to add and then take off for scalps. And then I'm going to let it ride. Once we get the reversal, you're not going to want to add because you're going to think it's so far off the bottom. For now, you're just building volume down here. So you don't know. You don't know what's going to happen. I mean, we got super LVNs right through here. All the way to 39.20, right? So good risk reward, right? If you go long, we'll just talk about it a little bit. If you go long here, sorry, stop here, you're long here, you're targeting this, that's still 2.3 Rs. Now, might you get stopped out a few times? Sure. And if you get stopped out and you still want to target that, you can always get back in immediately where you stop out. So if we shoot down in real time, foomp, take stops, and then immediately come back in, and you want to get long here, all right, well, guess what? Let's do this. That scenario, you just got stopped out. It comes right back in. So stop at the same point, back in. It's now 3.5 Rs. So how quickly can you decide? How quickly can you get back in off of getting stopped out? That's part of what determines whether you can take a few shots at the level, right? So. And again, what are we looking at here? We're looking at 0 prints from here, right? The breakdown zone. So as we get closer, shorts are going to say, oh, I need to get out of this short. And they're going to buy all the way back to the 0 prints here. That's why we're thinking that way, right? You're like, finally, you're sharing some footprint, short-term analysis stuff that I want to use. Okay, well, there you go. That's why we're doing it. So any spring right back here is resistance. You take off. So if you got in somewhere in the middle, you can get out 1 R, get out some. Hey, somebody else has the idea. Little volume node here at 16. The stops get triggered right here at 19. You can get out right there. Done. Out at 19. Bing. Now you can get short if you want. See, who says you can't do this in real time on the great interweb? You can. Let's see. Ba-da-da. But, you know, look at me. I'm still long. Hey, why? Because I have a larger thesis in play here. Let's see. Just do this. Ding, ding. Hey, you're short off the bottom. Don't you look like a genius? No, I'm not short off the bottom. I've been massaging a position. That's it. That's it. Take the profit, Mike. 25 points. $1,250. No. Like I said, 40, 70, 80 points. That's what I want. You think I took all that risk here with 15 contracts? You think I took all that risk to take profit here right now? Hell no. You think everybody who bought here took all that risk only to get compensation here? Are you flippin' crazy? No. You think everybody who bought right here at these lows institutionally are looking to get out right here? No. It's all the day traders that want to get out. Anyway, big bounce. If you're day trading, sure, is this all going to be resistive? Let's look at the bar. Let's look at the bar, and let's consider BBWC, base breakout with a consolidation. This is the breakout bar, right? So that's all resistance. How much volume was down here though? Lots. In a short amount of time, there was a lot of volume printed. So when you're considering BBWC, consider how much volume just transacted in 2 bars. Lots. All concentrated. That's why you don't short right here, because this BBWC, and people never got this. They just kept getting confused about it. Like, how many times do I have to explain this? You got consolidation, and if the market moves from point A all the way down here, then yes, this would be BBWC. But if you had a consolidative and then barely moves down with huge volume, no, you don't short BBWC here. It's common sense. Length of impulse matters. That's what she said. The length matters. Or maybe it doesn't. I don't know. Maybe it's how you use it. So anyway, that's why you don't short this. Maybe for a scalp, you got your, whatever, 2 points. If you're fast, you scalped it on the limit. As soon as it went down 2 points, you flattened. Right? Maybe you're quick enough. Maybe. Anyway, more education. More mic education. Let's see. Let's get rid of this junk. Whatever. I used to stream on Discord Forex Moneta. I used to, with our contributors, get in there 3 hours a day, and I'd get cornered. They'd go, Mike, what about this? Mike, what about that? And I was like, music to my ears. So many questions. And then I started spending too much time because I'm an addict. Hi, my name is Mike, and I like to trade, and I can't control myself. Yeah, it's true. So now I'm controlling myself through YouTube. I come and go when I want. Let's see. This is what you call a dildo bar, right here. All the way to the upside. This is the bar that gets all the shorts screaming to mama. They say, oh no, I might be wrong on a trend day at the bottom. And what if this turns into a rip your face off trend day rally? Trend bear day rally. Because, you know, markets are a 100-year bull market. So that's what this is. It's what it is. It's a signal bar, so we'll see. Either way, if we sell on 1, 2, 3, 4 bars into the close, that gives you data, gives you information about the market. So no matter what goes on here, you got to learn something about the market. It's not that we know the future because of 1 bar. You just learn at this resistance level, at the top of this prior range, and then this is BBWC. At the top of this prior range, who's trapped and who's not? Is this... Are these the strong hands, right? Are these strong? Are these strong? You ask yourself questions like that. Strong hands? These 2 volume nodes, are those strong hands? Are these part of the players that are up here? Are these the smart large players covering their position down here on your what breakdown bar into new lows? And what do? Are they covering? Oh, let's back up. Are they covering into the new lows? Are these the super intelligent traders? So now at this point they've covered their shorts. They're part of this trend. They're covering the shorts and they're like, we can load the bus back up top of the range. Value. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. That could be it. I mean, that could be the short-term story. Now, if we go break through this area here, right here, then are they in control? Yeah, probably reloaded. Maybe they covered here from up here, and they've reloaded, and now they can push the market down, and they knew they were the ones covering here, so it's not going to be resistance. Now, short term, is it? Yeah, we came right to the top of this volume node, these orange guys, and there's a bounce play here, right? But I'm talking bigger picture here, right? I'm talking slower moving picture, not scalping volume node to volume node here on the long side. We just bounced. Yeah, if you want to scalp 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ticks with as tight a stop or tighter, you could do that with the footprint. So if your time frame is 45 seconds to a minute and a half, you're good. You're good on this zone, right? But I don't have a 45-second timeline for this position. I don't. So it's kind of what I'm talking about. Eric Riviera. Yeah. You know what they should do with Tpo Chart? Somebody should make some money. Not me. I'm not going to do it. But I'm giving some people ideas here who are watching the channel. Hey, please like and subscribe if you haven't. It helps. There's a lot more viewers on here that haven't even liked anything. So it does help the YouTube algorithm. And we get more people here, and I'll do it more often. Because, you know, I get all juiced when you guys watch and interact with me. And then I want to just talk and have a good time. Because, you know, trading by yourself can be a little lonely. So if you haven't liked the video, it does help a lot. And I really appreciate it. I hope you guys appreciate me being here as well. So, yahoo-hoo. Anyway, here's an idea for somebody who wants to make a little bit of money selling dark themes. Why don't you know, in Tpo Chart, the Sierra 4 config file, it holds the theme for the Tpo Chart. Go sell your Sierra 4 config that has all the dark theme stuff in it, right? And then cooperate with somebody that sells a dark theme on the internet and go sell it somewhere, like dark theme Tpo Chart, right? With dark theme charts and dark theme config files. And you know, you can write this whole little website that says or a blog or whatever that says, here's how you put this config file into your Sierra chart to get it dark theme. Here's what you download, and all the graphics settings and everything will be in there. And then you can sell, because you know I have some pretty cool buttons. Make some buttons, sell them all, and then just write a little blog or a little how-to. Hey, this button does this. They're all pretty self-explanatory. Some arrows, some lines, and go sell that thing for $100. Sell it to 100, sell it to 25, 50 people. That's $5,000. Boom, you've got your little $5,000 MES trading account. Do it. It's worth it. Put some work into it. Rinse and repeat. Make some money. I'm not going to do it. It's not worth my time, but for some of you, it's so worth it. Because how many people want a dark theme in Sierra chart? A lot of people. So, just an idea for some of you entrepreneurs out there who are quick and fast at maybe putting together some little payment processor for your website, and blah 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 blah. That's what I suggest you do. Darth Vader thing. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But it's that Sierra 4 config file that has all the control bars and blah blah blah, and you can even sell the shortcut file, right? And somebody else can import that into their Sierra chart, and then they'll have all the same shortcuts as you too, right? And all you got to do is just say, here's the shortcut keys. So if you want to program the shortcut keys into like a Stream Deck or something, here's the keys that you got to actually program into Stream Deck, right? And then you can sell the Stream Deck backup with all those shortcut keys, with the little how-to, right? Is that worth a few $100 to some of you to have a sweet setup? Probably. Go do it. It's cheap. And a lot of value add, but it'll just take you a little bit of time. Why don't you do it? Anyway, there's my idea for the day. Oh, look. They're selling it. Watch, they're gonna rip it right down. How much time? Algo o'clock. The rebalancing. Algo here. Let's see. In 1 second. Bing! See that? Straight up. Who knows what it's gonna do? Who knows? I don't know. The killer algo. I know. We Timmy Trades used to call it, or Trades Timmy on Twitter. Go follow him. He's a good trader. Trades Timmy used to call it the murder algo. Shout out, Timmy, if you're here. Hello. Hope you're doing well. My Kentucky friend, my Kentucky hillbilly man. He's a good trader. He gets creative. He's constantly learning. He's a good guy too. And he looks like Superman. Damn it, I'm jealous of his looks. You're never going to visit me and my family, Timmy. You're going to call me Mr. Steal Your Girl for sure. Seriously, the guy looks like Clark Kent. Anyway. I want to get out of these 2 contracts, actually, because I'm thinking about it. We didn't make the move during the day, and I want to convert it to MES. So I did a lot of work here, and we're not rallying. How quickly can I do it? All right, let's go change the DOM. I'm going to do it right now. All right. But I want to be in. I want to be out on it. Okay, we're going to get out here. All right, let's do this. All right. Fink. All right, we're out. Get in on MES. That's what has to happen. All right. Boom, boom. All right. Now we're 20 long MES. It's good. Not really any slippage on the position, so it's good. All right, now we can trade this close. Ba da 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 da. Ooh, refusal to sell, huh? Da 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 da. Ba, ba, ba. Oh, the algos are strong. Ha! Take me. Take me for what I'm worth. All right. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, ba, ba. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, 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 ba. Ba, da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, da. Da, 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 da. Node to node. All right. That might be just about it for me. I'm tired. 6 minutes left. Oh, delivered. Yes. I ordered some good, well, it's a misnomer. Is there such thing as good decaf espresso coffee? I ordered some good decaf espresso coffee for my wife. So she is gonna get a really sweet cappuccino here when I get out of the office. It'll be, ooh, they're chasing it. Chase. I know, Michael. There is no such thing. Chase. Chase. Bing, 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 bing. Chase. Look at these guys chase. All right. Chase. Cancel all. Hey. Another 20 points there. Scalping. I know it is an oxymoron, Shane. You're totally right. But I've been doing a good job on the espresso, right? I've got the distributors. I've got the little wire pokers that redistribute. I've got the bottomless portafilter, right? 9 bar pressure going. perfect grind size, 25-second long espresso extraction with 36 grams, so 1-to-2 ratio going. I've got the tiger striping at the bottom of the bottomless portafilter for about 18 seconds to 19 seconds of the whole extraction. Like, I'm dialed in right now, my friend. And then frothing the milk, steaming the milk. I'm able to get a little bit of design going now, so it's good. It's better than anything I could have at the cafe because I'm just dialed in on the espresso, man. And I take a lot of care for every single shot or double shot that I make. Yeah, I do, man. I have a major coffee hobby going right now. Yeah, I have a good time going with the coffee. For shizzle. 2 minutes left. Let's see. Look. This is we're gonna put, instead of the NQ on here, we're gonna put the volume bars, 1,000 volume bars, which is gonna show when we get into settlement. The settlement period will have an orange background. Okay. So the settlement period will start in about 45 seconds. And then we get to see the way that price moves through the settlement period, which is a lot of fun, okay? Anyway, I can get rid of this chart title because it's a little bright. All right, there you go. It's the selected chart, see that? Nice, I like it. Okay, so some big sellers here, some size. All right, they're hitting size on the book, which is why it's red. They're taking initiative, they're hitting it right now. Okay, settlement in 10 seconds. Here we go, look right here. This is what we want to look at. Let's look at the way it moves. Here it comes. It starts to color now. All right, there's the settlement line developing in real time. See it? See that settlement line? All right, we got 20 seconds left. We're 10 seconds into the settlement period. Here we go. It's the battle. What can you learn from this period? A lot. Check it out. Big size. 10 seconds left. All right. Coming up. Coming up. Settlement's way down here. Oh, I just got my ears blown out. What did I just do, guys? What did I do? I was able to know that settlement was probably going to be somewhere in here and that I could mean revert back to settlement. So what did I do? I just took 3 contracts for 3-4 points each right up here. From here all the way down to settlement. That's what I did really, really, really fast. So I just demonstrated something in real time while getting my ears absolutely blown out by having my volume. Because you know the Thinkorswim has the dongs, ding, 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 ding. It just literally made me deaf. So anyway, there's your settlement trade. Yeah, it was very fast, huh? Super very fast. So how did we get in and out? That's the question. Let's see where we got in and out, okay? Here and here. Right there. See that? You see it? There was the trade. Here. Bing, 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 bing. 3 in, 3 out. I don't know what it was. 26.50 down to an average of 24. So 2.5. All right, Shane, have a good one, my friend. Thanks for stopping in. If you guys are leaving, please like the video. It helps the YouTube algorithm. Even though this video will have a strike against me, but you know, it's more fun if I have more people here. Big volume on this settlement, yeah. Huge volume. Humongous volume on this settlement. Like massive, Oliver. You want to see what I'm talking about? Check it out. Right there. See it? You see that? All maxed out. Large. So now, if we rally off of this, this volume at lows, guess what's going to happen? Folks are going to get destroyed. Anyway. Kind of interesting. Ticino's working on the HUD, man. The heads-up display. I have an email on my TYP email from him right now. He has a few questions. So I just haven't had a chance to actually open it up yet, but I'm going to do it right now. And then, well, yeah, I'll answer him first, and then I'll go. Hold on. There might be a trade here. See that? There's my trades. Real time. Look. Bing, 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 bing. So there was a trade there. See that? You didn't see the orders. You just saw the arrows. Because I had the orders off here. But there's my trades. Right here to here. A little trade. There might be more. Actually, it might come up all the way to 19. But that's enough for me, right? I'll take the high probability. My stops were under this low. I got in here. My stops were right here. Right here is where my stops were. So was it better than 1R? Yes, it was. Let's see. Stops were under the low. Entry here. Exit here. Hey, 1.4 Rs. So, anyway, can you play under 2 points on short-term momentum? Yes, you can with defined risk. So, whatever, it's all good. Let's turn this off. Off, off, off. Yeah, they can, Jack, but the icebergs are so you can do it with big market sweeps, Jack. I should read his comment. He says, thanks for that mean revert example. And he's talking about settlement. So I think similar mean reverts can be done with iceberg breakthroughs and with some big order market sweeps, right? Yes, but you've got to be more careful around it. Those areas, because sometimes you have a trend down and you have somebody just getting out of a short through an iceberg right in the meat of trend, and the iceberg will slow down the market only for a little bit, and sometimes it won't. It'll just fill and keep going. So the context of that is different from settlement, in that settlement's already end of day, right? Equity markets are kind of closing. All the underlying stocks are kind of doing less volume, and there's a little more game theory going on after the settlement close, which has to do with, all right, are people bullish or bearish, or, you know, this is a close on lows today, big rejection off of prior resistance on the daily, and now, you know, people are having to hedge off essentially right after the close, which is why, you know, if you can figure all of that out really quick and have an idea, you know, you guys saw me, I was not going long very much. I'm mainly going short for the E-mini scalping. Why is that? Because I know that short term, very short term sentiment on these markets is bearish now. And so a lot of firms are thinking, I gotta hedge out of this market. I gotta go short. And then that's why you see after post-close, you see a little rally, short covering rally on E-minis, and then all of a sudden you see this consistent selling of any liquidity on the books on futures. It's because they're all thinking, well, now what if futures gaps down overnight after all this bearishness? So here, let's hedge some of our long deltas with futures, and then they are persistently selling, right? So that's like a quick story of what's going through my head. Okay, I'm more likely to short this back to, again, the high probability is just settlement. I'm not worried about catching 20 points to the downside. I'm worried about, can I define my risk short term on momentum loss or an overextension above settlement and play the trade back to settlement? That's all I'm worried about. Right now, they're just selling every bounce. So that's why we're trending down quickly. And we're putting in each of these candles as 1,000 volumes, 1,000 contracts. So this is, see this 1,000 volume? So every single time a candle closes, 1,000 contracts has just transacted, right? So that's why I don't need a volume indicator on this chart, is because each candle is 1,000 volume, right? So every time you get like bid-ask imbalance extending out from some of these volumes, it means that 800 bid or ask imbalance occurred on 1,000 volume bar. So in other words, that whole bar contains at that tick level plus or minus 800, but yet each bar only prints 1,000. So in other words, at some point where this little red up here extended, I'm not talking about this resistive line here, I'm talking about this one, right, that extends from the RTH, okay, right here, extends all the way, from wherever it extends, I don't know, right? You could change this setting to where it only extends until it gets hit again. But I keep it on the chart, and I keep so many days on my 1,000 volume charts. So lately I haven't been using it all that much, but it is useful, especially if you see something in real time starting to extend out. You're like, oh yeah, there was just an iceberg here in this candle, and it's just another way to view it. But anyway, what that tells you is that out of 1,000 volume bar, there's 800 deltas at a single tick from that bar, and then it extends out for the life or the amount of data that's loaded into the chart is how I have set it up. So there you go. That's it's kind of useful data, but you gotta, that's a long explanation to kind of explain to you guys in real time why I want to take a short and not a long. So you're like, hey, didn't you buy 20 MES? Yeah, I did. But why am I going short? I'm not hedging anything. I'm simply, in my short time frame, bias up here to here is negative, right? And then because in this market we've been, wait a second, why is this like this? All right, because in this market we've been selling, right? And we get an oversold condition just really quick. I want to get long against that, essentially like a measured move type thing. And I'm just able to see it on the volume charts very clearly, right? Here to here, here to here. So I see the momentum. I see the lack of movement. Too much, too fast, right? This pin bar biases me also. And then it runs into momentum loss, so I'm able to get long with the stop, and then take my 1.4 Rs and say see you later, But so it's a lot in a short amount of time that I'm thinking about. But when you do this over and over and over and over and over and over and over, and you have settlements like this that you have trained yourself to look at how they move relative to, you know, the whole trend today has been this, you kind of start to develop a lot of quick short-term pattern recognition for this stuff. So I don't know, not everybody can do this in real time, but you'll get there if you think out of the box a little bit and play without fear. Because if you're fearful playing futures, you're not going to think clearly. So don't. I play a very small account and just let them fly. When, you know, by the time you get confirmation on a move like this, it's already broken out here. Now your stop has to be the same spot. And if you go 1R, look, you don't get 1R, right? So at confirmation, you don't get 1R. Right? If you got long here, then you could put your stop here. And then for everybody that's chasing confirmation, you're getting out right into here. You're getting out into the chasers. See that? See how that works? It's a different way to view the market. A lot of people teach, you know, you get moves like this, right? And they're like, well, they teach you to buy here. So, or like the market's going like this and pulling back, and then if it breaks this, they teach you to buy here, right? And then go, right? Go with trend. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, you could be thinking sell here off this area. That's fine too. It's whatever you can process quickly in real time. Because look at how clean the structure is on the sell side, right? Look, whoop, 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 right? And now the nature of that has changed, right? We're now not resisting perfectly. Now we're going higher. So this is a potential change of trend. Why? Because instead of going like this, or can't go backwards in time, but you get the idea. Instead of doing what it had done here, like this, right? We're now creating range. So maybe we do this, 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 and then do this. Markets do this all the time, right? But you have down here, relative to this area, and this to here, and this to here, you have a behavioral change on short time frames in this market. So what? Maybe it goes lower. But you see, if it comes back in here, now it's already changing behavior relative to this area. It's starting to make the market is not resisting as much against prior structure. You see that? This is perfect. Oh, I'm sorry. This is not so good. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. This is pretty good. This is not pretty good, right? We don't quite extend down and do this and then resist here and keep going. Now we're coming down here. So I think we're rotating back up. And maybe we'll rotate back up to this tremendous settlement, which is 90th percentile settlement. How do I know it's 90th percentile? Because I went back and looked at all settlements for the last 365 days. So when you get the heads up display from Tpo Trader, if you're subscribed, you should have it pretty soon, a few days. I've got an email from him. If you get it, recognize that you need to just go look back in another, I don't know, a few months from now. Just go take a look at the values that I've put in there. So it's not going to automatically adjust and look at the last 365-day settlement, because there's more that goes into that. There's end of month settlement, right? And that's going to skew data. So you can say, like, go look at all the settlement minus end of month, minus quarterly option rolls, all these things, right? And then average it out. But then you're going to miss some details, because those things still matter. End of month matters. So do you want it in there? Yeah, you do. So it is better for you to parse the data yourself, which is why that's why I parsed it like that. Anyway, let's see. Hey, I see you, Rainer. What's cracking, Rainer? I appreciate it, appraiser guy. Eric Rivera says, "Are you using 2 accounts to go long and short?" Huh? TMI, my friend. TMI. I have a lot of trading accounts, but I will neither confirm nor deny what I am doing. Let's see. Let's see here. Can't wait. Okay, I think we're done. I see no more questions. So anyway, thanks for stopping in, trading with me today. Appreciate the chat. The chat was good, and people were cool as usual. And if you're new to the channel, get active in the chat. Get active. Talk with me. The more you guys interact with me, the more I interact with you, and it gets better and better. All right. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate it. All right. Ciao.